Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're once again seeing North American stock futures pushing back to the upside this morning, with all three major U.S. indexes looking to close out their fourth straight positive week. We had a little bit of uncertainty come into the market around midweek this week with a rise in cases of COVID-19 in certain states throughout the U.S. So investors kind of weighing the difference between economies trying to reopen and some of these cases coming back into play. We also had a Bloomberg report overnight suggesting China is ready to up its purchases of U.S. agricultural products, once again adding another little boost to the futures in the overnight session. It's all the travel-related names that are moving to the upside this morning. We have airlines higher, we have cruise lines higher, some of the hotels moving to the upside as well. We're also going to look at Chinese online retailers, both Alibaba and JD.com, to the upside this morning after one of the biggest single-day online sales in China produced record sales for both companies. That was yesterday. We'll touch on that. On the data front this morning, we got Canadian retail sales data out for April that showed a decline of 26%. That was versus an expectation of a decline of 15% only. So much worse than expected. May U.S. existing home sales data coming out at 10 a.m. this morning as well. It's Friday, June 19th, 2020. Trader TV Live starts now. And there we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. Pretty positive right across the board. Chinese markets to the upside. You can see both Hong Kong and Shanghai exactly the same there. The Nifty in India up 1.5%. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up. Nicely positive for the most part across the board here as well. 1+% gains. We'll shift over to North America and look at the futures here heading towards the open. Just under a half an hour to go. You can see all three major U.S. indexes nicely into positive territory. The TSX futures here in Toronto about 1% to the upside. Brazil's open already, trading nearly 2% higher. Bitcoin higher again today. We have crude to the upside, 3% move for crude, and gold futures as well. Also back in positive territory. Going to be a very, very interesting day. We've kind of been teasing this throughout the week. Quad witching, guys. Good morning. Friday morning. This happens, quarterly, obviously. There's two big ones that happen on the 6-month period. Yep. Rebalancing is what we're talking about, obviously. The one in March that was supposed to take place back in March was canceled because of COVID-19. So two going to be taking place at the close today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, index rebalancing, obviously big. I know, Bernadette, I did look it up. Quad witching, the term witching is actually based on witching hour, which is a reference to actual witches. So you don't have to be disappointed in that. It's a little bit of fun there. Happy Juneteenth all as well. Look, it's going to be an interesting end of the week. I mean, Sean was literally we were just talking about the massive imbalances that you're going to be seeing in the morning. A lot of those prints are going to happen on the opening print. It's never a guarantee of volatility. But it's certainly going to be a guarantee of increased volumes off of the open. You then throw in what is happening on some of these high-flying names here. We were talking about U1 and U1K all week and Carve, and these are all over the place. There's going to be some big-time movement today. Crazy action. I mean, I'm still looking at some of the more familiar names here, and I know we're a couple of new ones actually going to be watching Snapchat today as well. But basically, it's going to be the regular norm with exceptional volume. I do think will come at the open here. So it might be one of those situations where you give it a little bit. We talked about a minute or two to get those opening ranges. You don't have to jump in right away. Allow things to settle and then pick a direction, Sean.
Yeah, exactly. And quadruple witching, I tweeted it out. I gave a good link there as well. It occurs on the third Friday of every quarter month. So that's going to be March, June, September, and December. And of course, like Neil said, Marches, obviously that didn't happen and it got pushed over to today. So now you're going to get the expiration of, the reason why it's called quad is single stock futures, single stock options, index options, and stock futures all expired today. And if we look here, you will see right on the board today a lot of unusual names, because we normally don't see, you know, S&P 500 names like Procter on here, XOM leading the way. Normally it's these kind of stocks like NIO and Ford and whatnot, but AT&T on here, so is Coke. So as you notice, guys, these are all bids and they're all buys, most of them getting paired off. So we're gonna wait to see what does happen here off the open. But right now, all bids, and that's what quadruple witching is. So that's what we try to do on the show, guys. Educate you a little bit, tell you that there's a little bit of, let's just say there's a few sharks in the water today off the open and at the close. So please be careful with your order entry. I mean, we'll see what Neil says, but you know, I'm not going to be making any early bets here. Let's give it at least a minute in the market to let these orders settle down, and we'll get going on this. But you know, yesterday was a monstrous day. You saw us crushing a lot of these symbols. Spotify, Shopify going to be back into play today. Tesla as well, and I hope you guys got our watch list that was sent out. If you did not receive it, please sign up on that link above. I just see Valeria dropping it. So, Brendan, it's going to be a good day, my friend.
Yeah, going to be an interesting one. Lots of volume to go off both the open and the close, as Sean was saying there. The interesting column, I think, on that imbalance locator, more the paired volume at this point than the actual imbalance volume. Lots to get to as far as the things that are moving around in pre-market. Before we do that, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone, guys. I wish you a great trading day, and we are here as usual to make it even better. Please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. Guys, we really need your support. Please hit the thumbs up as much as you can. Ask your friends and family members to like our video also. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, guys, let's get going, as we have a lot to look at so far this morning. We're going to get into a couple of things here. Let's do what's coming up first. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to have another educational video release, this one on reviewing your trades. So we're going to talk all about how we look at our trades after the fact, kind of give them a grade, what you should be looking at as far as reviewing your trades. So stick around for that. About 11:50 over on the Market Wisdom page, we're going to send that link out and let you guys have a look at our latest educational video. Let's also have a look at how things shaped up yesterday here at Day Trade the World as far as the top 10 most profitable traders. So let's have a look, as we do every single morning. Again, 5 figures right across the board. This is the top 10. We'll just show you the top 5 here. Amsterdam, Brussels, a lot of the European markets popping up here again about 3 or 4 days in a row. You can see all the European, or a lot of the European markets here at the top. Got to go all the way down to 16,800 before you get any of the U.S. markets. There's more Europe coming up there. So yet another great profitable day here at Day Trade the World. Access to markets all over the world. That's why we like to show you there's opportunities regardless of which market you are looking at. Let's have a look at what is moving around in the pre-market this morning, and there are a lot to get to so far this morning. I want to start with the travel companies. Once again, we've seen this kind of roller coaster ride up and down this week with this group gapping higher and then back to the downside, depending on what the news story is. These are the stocks again that are going to benefit the most from economies starting to reopen and things getting back to normal. So, I mean, you can take your pick. Some of the airlines going to be a little bit higher today. Some of the cruise lines I noticed showing a little bit of relative strength, doing a little bit more volume in the pre-market than we've seen over the past couple of days, guys. I mean, you want to pull up AAL or UAL, any of the airlines. The volume, I think, a little bit skewed as far as the rest of the week because, as we mentioned, quad witching here.
Yeah, certainly you're going to have to take all of the pre-market volumes with a bit of a grain of salt. It's encouraging to see them, but we all know what's going on today. Just looking at American Airlines, a big hard reversal off of Wednesday's afternoon top at 17.05. It tried to break through at 17 one time there. Off the open, strong move yesterday, turning right around at 17 again. Failed breakout a couple of times through that price. And in the pre-market, another failed move at 17. So if you're seeing a bit of a theme there, American Airlines has failed 3 days in a row to get and hold through 17, at least 2.5 days. So let's see if we can't get a break. Probably call it 17.10, 17.15. Got to convincingly get through there. Probably worth it to short in front. Like we've been mentioning, I'm probably say this a few times. I don't know that it's going to be the day to be taking pre-market trades, for me at least, or looking at anything in the first minute or so at the open. I want to patiently see that volume settle down a little bit and then pick a bit of a direction. So if it's a crazy spike that breaks 17.05, 17.10 literally in the first 20 seconds, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get involved right away.
I know, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm going to go back to CCL here. We'll go back to the well. Yeah, we did get our coffee from the Witch's Cauldron this morning, but it's almost done here, so we'll wait to see on that one. Okay, CCL, 1915. That's a little bit of a bunch area here. Again, we have to wait to see, because you're going to see crazy volumes come in here, guys. Just believe me, the first opening prints, like CCL is going to go to like 5 million shares or something off the open. So we're going to have to wait to see what that, what kind of effect it has. I love trading the even dollars. So we have 1950 here. Like what I mean by even dollars, it's quarters, 50s, 75s, and then the even dollars. So yeah, right here, 19. I kind of like this little bunched up area right here. So I think if CCL can come down, if you're a bear on it, wait till it breaks this 1917. You can go back a couple days and see that, we're up here 1950. This is the problem. It didn't crack that yesterday off this monster run. We were long in here 1834 right off this little break yesterday. We did try the short and then we got blown out. So that's what I mean. Wait a couple seconds. This is only 9:39 before you get a nice $1.20 move on a $19 stock. So you don't need to trade right off the open. I think that's important. And then here's this bunch up area that I'm talking about. If you extend this over, that's right where we were right here. So we couldn't make up our mind. The bottom here, 1910. So why don't we use 1910 to be a little bit more, protecting of these levels. So 1910 to the sell side on CCL. And I am a bear. I've turned bearish. Oh, by the way, I might not be able to do this right now because my poll, oh, here it is. Okay, good. Twitter family, what's up? Here we go. 250 votes. I tweeted this out last night. Thank you for the support, guys. But follow me at Trader TV, Sean. We'll see if we get to 3,000 today. 63.6% bulls. So congratulations. Where is the, let me just put the bulls running here. There we go. So the Twitter universe right now is bullish. So there we go. Let's kick up some sand for you guys. I don't know if I agree. I selected bear, just to be honest with you guys. But we'll see what does happen. So here comes my friendly, the bear. And I'm long everything. I just think this market's overheated a bit here, guys.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that, actually, as we continue to just kind of grind to the upside here. Every day this week has been bought as far as the overall market is concerned. This next stock, another one that has been bought significantly this week, Urban One. Let's talk about this U1, guys. U1 on the A-class shares. Again, U1K, the D-class shares. Once again, this morning, second day in a row, we're seeing the K shares doing the most volume in the pre-market. They have come off here pretty significantly, 40% still to the upside, but I mean, we were as high as 650. Sitting here at $5 right now. I have seen multiple people tweeting out this morning suggesting that there are no shortable shares on this stock today.
Yeah, right now, I mean, we don't have any shortable shares. If you've been following on the last couple of days, if we had shorts, I would be short, almost certainly. I've been short almost the entire time we've been trading the last couple of days on U1K, with the exception of some long breakouts. If it takes out a key level, I'm willing to get into a long just to play the momentum for, like a minute. 2 minutes was the most that I held any long positions. Otherwise, I was sitting in shorts and just getting out on every single dip that I could. There was a story that came out in the, as much as we were saying there's no news about this, there is a bit of a catalyst. People talking about some companies being black-owned, also servicing urban units, and there's a bit communities, and there is a bit of a push on social media to have investment in these. So I'm not saying that's the reason behind it, because this is a big-time move here, and I do still maintain that it's a little bit overheated, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And the divergence between the two quotes here, U1K and U1, is also a little bit nonsensical. So there's going to be opportunities, I think, to short it if we get it. Unfortunately, we don't have it right now. I'm going to be eyeballing 580 on U1K to see if it tests that level. If it ever breaks back to that 740 from the first day, that was the lower high that got put in. That was the biggest short opportunity that I saw. So if it got there, I'd be interested again. But right now, we have no shorts.
Yeah, and we don't have any shorts, and like you mentioned there, Brendan, nobody maybe has shorts, and there's also U1 as well. So U1, there it is, NASDAQ. So this is another one up 60%. U1K and then U1. They're the different classes. We've talked about that, and yesterday, what a run this stock had. Obviously, from $9, or I guess 9 or 10, doesn't really matter. It was $2 not too long ago, a couple days ago, all the way up, bumped up here, faded back, just kept going all afternoon. Opens the day at 10, makes it as high as 35. You won't see that too often. And then at the flush out at the close here before, I guess it was a little bit of a halt there right at the close. And then now we open back up today, $30. Everybody and their mother getting long here early. Today, 7:30, bumps all the way to 55. I mean, it's ridiculous, the liquidity on this name, but we'll wait to see. Just kept stepping down. Look, higher, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs again. So unless you can get shortable shares on this one, these are going to be dangerous to trade. Let's wait to see what it wants to do. I mean, if it takes out right here on U1 49, I think that's a pretty good bid to hammer it with. So let's wait for 49, 49.50 on U1, but that's only 20% from now, guys.
Only. I mean, these days that seems like an everyday occurrence. Let's shift over to Alibaba, guys. Alibaba and JD.com, worth a look. I mean, not doing terribly high volume in the pre-market here, but 6/18 day over in China, June 18th, obviously, the second largest online shopping day in China. So both Alibaba and JD.com posting record sales yesterday on their online platforms. Nice pump here for Alibaba as a result, up about 1%, 226, which was that high from yesterday, guys.
Yeah, I've loved Alibaba for a very, very long time. Wanted to buy some in my own account, but then with the politics and everything, I thought that some of these Chinese companies were going to be in a little bit of trouble. But obviously, we talked about, I mean, I did the research and we talked about Alibaba strong. They're supported by Price Waterhouse, American accounting. So yeah, Alibaba just continues to move to the upside. Check out the daily chart on this one. I want to go long on this stock. It's not even that clean, but look at the breakout here. If you can get a break above 230, which we may even get today. What are we at right here? 226. So we may get this break today. 226 outside. This top is 227.50. That looks pretty good as well. Basically, any kind of a break here on Alibaba is legit, in my opinion. And you got to give it back to about, what is this bottom? 223.50. So I don't know if you want to give the trade $3, but there definitely is $3 in this move. So I'm going to take out Alibaba once it takes out the high, but we need it to settle down, like I said a little bit. Before I go over, Neil, let me just check out quickly. Okay, Pfizer, GE. I just want to see if anything else popped on here. Still all buys for you guys with 13 minutes to go. No Alibaba on the top 15.
Yeah, I'm just sort of also looking. You saw 223.50. I think you might find some support down lower than that as well. So even if it comes in a dip fashion, I think there's an opportunity at 223 to give it to about 222.5 or so. Just going back into Wednesday session to see that hard bottom before they made another test at this 225 we're gapping above. So breakout's a nice trade. We've seen a couple of big breakouts. Yesterday it did one at the opening range high. So I like that break. $2-3 worth of a target there. The reason I would maybe take some quick profits is because the resistance is so much lower that you are giving a lot of room in that trade. But I do like to buy the dip in Alibaba. With JD.com, it's worth noting, of course, they had success over in Hong Kong with the launch there. So that was a bit of a hedge for them, of course, with the concerns you're talking about here with Chinese companies staying listed. But they got a successful release over in Hong Kong, giving them some strength as well, Brennan.
Let's go over to Hertz. Worth reviewing Hertz Global. Once again, we have another halt yesterday in the afternoon, news pending halt that was basically just them reiterating that they are not going to go ahead with this share offering once again. I mean, we saw the halt a couple of days back on that same news. The SEC came out and said they have problems with the share offering, so they came out and said, okay, fine, we're not going to do it. Halted again yesterday afternoon, and they just reiterated the same news. I mean, we did see a little bit of a sell-off following that. We were watching this. We were sitting here in the afternoon trading this thing. There was a huge bid that showed up at 180 and kind of stayed there throughout the afternoon. So we'll watch for some key levels, but monster volume on this thing once again yesterday after we got the resumption, and we'll see what happens again today, guys.
Yeah, the volatility is dropping on Hertz, right? So the only way to be trading it is, you got to up the shares and expect smaller moves. So you're still playing off of $2 as a level here that we've been watching the last couple days. It can't break through. Even in the afternoon, it couldn't get past, the low 190s. That reopen that we talked about, I was shorting it and unable to make anything more than 5-10 cents at a time. Shorting 188, 189, giving you only to 180 because that buyer was there. And 175 was a key level as well, guys. So a couple of big levels that it has to bust through to the downside to get anywhere. 140 was support below that, and we've been saying that all week. But as long as buyers want to step up, I mentioned, and Kevin, we were talking about this on the chat, and I'm going to go quickly over to CCL. You can be bearish all you want on a stock, and you can have a setup that you absolutely love. And for me in Carnival, I absolutely like the opportunity, gapping down in a bit of a trend. I was shorting this one off of the top and the little pop opportunity in the morning. But what we noticed, or at least what I noticed, was you get this little pop-up, breaking the pre-market high, classic little breakout setup, and then you get this fade back in. Slammed to the downside, looked like it was going to be a trap for the short side. I actually shorted it in here on the way down. But I mean, a monster buyer actually stepped up here at 18, 10, 18, 15, and I immediately was just panic out here. It would have been a reverse long, but the moral of the story is, if you have direct market access, you see your level 2. Sometimes you've just got to bail if there's a big buyer. And on Hertz, as much as I want to be net short, it's right here at 185. Can't short it here because there was a buyer at 180 that just would not let the stock go. So you see that happen, and you got to be patient with the prices that you get, wait for it to go upside, and then short into the move if you can.
Okay, we'll continue on here. Sean's computer just conveniently restarted, so he's working on that and getting back up and running. So we'll continue on. AMC Entertainment, guys, AMC Theaters, obviously been in the news over the past couple of weeks. We had some Amazon rumors floating around a couple of weeks back. They had some possible bankruptcy rumors floating around. And then we come in today and we're up 8.5% on AMC on news that they're planning on reopening 450 of their theaters across the U.S. on July 15th. And Neil and I, we were kind of talking about this in the pre-market, just saying that they're not going to require people to wear masks if they come to watch a movie, which seems pretty shocking to me anyways. I mean, it's 8.5%, but this seems a little bit too much to me, guys.
Yeah, good decision making there by AMC. I mean, everyone's got a great TV. Everyone's got Apple TV, Netflix, Disney Plus, which it doesn't matter. Amazon Prime, whatever it is that you're using. Some people, they're getting releases of major films that are going straight to digital in streaming. And AMC, look, ultimately the real story, if you look at AMC here, sorry, let me get to the daily chart here, is the recovery that it's put in. If you go to February, this was at 780, and it actually is marching back towards that price. So it's showing some strength at up 10%. On this news, the reopening in about a month and these measures, I feel like there's going to be a situation where they might be scaling that back or changing that policy. However, they have a lot of time to do that. So it doesn't mean that it's a sell right here, because, that could maybe turn out to be a bad idea and you don't know it for a few weeks. So I'm going to try to hold off on being too bearish on it. I am looking at 650 if it fails this price. Could be a classical pullback situation, up 10% here. But AMC, if it dips down to 550, I think maybe there could be some support down in that range. I'm probably not going to be going long in this name today. I'm going to be looking for a short opportunity, especially if it fails right off the bat at about 645, 650. Otherwise, a 6 even break would probably be the first trade you can do. This is one of these names that, it's not going to move a ton. The volume's only 780,000. So I'm not saying I would jump in right away, but I wouldn't have the same reluctance as some of the other names that we've talked about if I do see something in the first minute or so.
Yeah, good name there. We may not get over to Spotify, so I'm just going to do that really quickly. We don't have too much time left. The computer is back, so yeah, we're going to have to figure out what's going on. I think I'm kicking out some of these power cables. Shout out to Rob Spracklin for that. Yeah, just did. You like that one, Randy?
Where's the throw under the bus?
Okay, Spotify right here, taking out the top again. This was a great trade for us yesterday. You guys that were watching, thank you again for all the super chats and all the love there yesterday. That was fantastic. We took out the top yesterday, and it just ripped to 230. Welcome to the party, Kim Kardashian. Today we have 234.50 as the top. I do like that once again, man. Trade the names that are in play. Play the momentum. I do like Spotify again off the open. But if you're just joining us for the first time again, quadruple witching, which is all the expirations. We've already done it, single stock futures, options, and futures options as well. So quad witching today off the open, expecting a lot of fireworks here. So I am not going to put on a trade in the first like 10 or 15 seconds. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what we're going to wait for on that one. And I'm also going to rub the lucky frog today to see if that one can give us some luck, as well as its friend, I don't know, Freddy the Flamingo. I've got to figure that out. I'll find a name there. Not that famous Tom Green movie, if you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, Brendan.
All right, guys, let's go to the financial group. There's been these just random teeny tiny financial stocks going crazy this week. We saw that CARV for a couple of days running to the upside. We come in this morning, there's this Broadway Financial BYFC up 107% here. I mean, there's no news on any of these that I can see that's significant anyways, but $4 looks like a bit of a level here for BYFC, guys.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I did try to short this one at about 350 here in the initial bounce to the downside, and it got down to 3. Of course, we didn't have the locate, so unable to do that. 4 is a level, but I mean, the next level up, I'd say 4.25 would be the one that you're looking to see if it tests off of the open. It already did a failed break through $4. I do think it immediately would run into resistance at 4.25 at the open, so that would be the better, for me, the better rollover price there. Thank you very much for that little super chat there, Masood Khan. One of the things that guys about the super chat, and it's always fun and great when you guys support us this way. That chat is moving really, really fast for us, so we try to answer as many questions as possible, see the symbols that you're throwing at us. I gotta be honest, it's pretty hard to do because there's so much activity in there, and we thank you guys for that. Sometimes, honestly, that super chat just lights it up and makes it easier for us to follow. So if you do have a question that's really, really burning you, it tends to be effective, and we've seen that happen from time to time. But BYFC, I can't short it right now. I'm gonna look to see if we can. 4.25 could be the initial break to the long that I would like, as opposed to 4 even. But there's one that I know we're going to be active in. Bren, you got that at the big screen.
Yeah, this one, we've seen this electric vehicle group kind of come into play over the past couple of days. Tesla, obviously, Nikola Motors, NIO, and then this one we've kind of gotten away from. But Workhorse, guys, is also a maker of electric vehicles. So gapping up this morning, it's kind of been left behind over the past couple of days as the rest of the group was moving. So gapping up this morning, 550 already was a bit of rejection for WKHS, down to $5. So we're coming back into this 550. Let's see what happens at that point, guys, for Workhorse.
All right. Absolutely. Workhorse. There's also like electric scooter maker up 15%, NIU. The only problem here, I am watching this stock, and I thought maybe there'd be some action, but pre-market 34,000. So for now, I might have to watch this one settle itself down a little bit. But up 16, 17%. It could be a runner through 17 even. Spread is like 10 cents, 20 cents right now, and the volume is just not there, Sean.
No, Ford right here. I'll take a couple shares there. Ford ahead of production here, 2 weeks ahead of schedule on the production right now. In their Michigan, looks like Michigan, yeah, Detroit News representing that. So I don't know. We'll take a couple shares here at 6 and just give it back here to 650 to see if that does happen. So right now, 660, we are long Ford. Checking back in on the imbalance locator. Yep, still usual suspects. I'm not going to look at it anymore. I just wanted to see that anything was flying. Of course, you do see Ford here now. We're long 660. Let's give that some room. How far can we go here on Ford? Quick, guys, just in case you guys are long with me now. Okay, we've been up here 7. I don't know. Does 2 weeks ahead of schedule? I guess that's a lot of cars. You know, I'm not an auto expert. We did have Randy here. He left. I would have asked him. Okay, 680 or so, 7. Maybe we get to 7 today on some love. This is 720. So let's wait to see. It would be a big move. Ford already up 5.5. We are long right now 660. We paid the price for those. I did on this topic, and Brendan just did it, and Neil talked about it as well. I do like Nikola here. It's the only order that I have in right now to go through the top. Not expecting a big quadruple witching of any sort here on Nikola. It's too early of a stock. I don't think that many traders own it enough right now for indexes or anything like that. So we're going to wait $69.70, $70 there on Nikola. And there goes Ford, guys. Nice little 6-penny winner here. That's 1% on 60. So we'll take that. We'll take a little bit off here at 666 if we can with a minute to go, guys.
High flyer there. You're asking about Mark and FCell. We only have about a minute to go. FuelCell has been trending to the downside all week long. You're going to have to hold support at 220 to make me like the long at all. Breakout through 240-ish range, but I'd probably be at least looking to short a 220 break. Those have been pretty good every single time it's taken out the bottom. I also probably would fade a pop if it ever got to 250. I don't know if that's going to be in the cards today. That's a big move for FuelCell there. And we'll get to Mark maybe just after the open there, but I am watching a few names off the open. I said we'll probably be a little bit slower to get into position because of quad witching. CCL, we're looking at AMC as well.
It's getting
only
close
touching Hertz at $2, but 20 seconds to go, guys, before we drop that bell. And Valeria is in place to ring the bell on this Friday. It should be another wild one. Quad witching, always an active day in the markets. There we go with the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Watch Alibaba.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This market is going, guys. Look, just because you might not trade right away, you might want to watch some of these right away here. I'm looking at CCL. Immediate move to the downside, guys, so you don't want to get necessarily faked out. We anticipated this could happen. We're looking at 19 even. Yesterday it was 18 where a buyer stepped up in front of. Let's see if it happens now. If it pops back in and settles a little bit higher, I might look at a fade trade in front of that 1960 level that we like so much as a breakout opportunity.
Yep, good analysis there. Good look on all of these stocks today. Let's just see if we can't make some money on this right now. Alibaba, okay, so we've settled down a little bit. Ford going upside. We're 5 pennies in the money on that one. Nothing really to talk about on that yet as it keeps going up. So we'll wait to see on that. Here comes Baba. Baba goes to the downside here. So look out for the futures. Where can we buy Baba at a decent price here? 225 and change, maybe that price. So we'll take a little dip here in Alibaba to start with, guys.
Yeah, and quickly looking at AMC holding $6 right now. I'm also still watching closely. CCL bounces off of 19 even. So yesterday at the open, it was a 18.10, 18.15 buy. Today in front of 19, you're sort of seeing the same thing. I'm going to look to see if we can short that little break now that it's settling. It never got back to the open price. Looks like we could be fading today as the market's starting to come off, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the market's coming off big time here. So we do step into Alibaba. We're going to give it to that 223.50 that we said we're just long right here. Our Ford came back. I mean, there's only so much that this market can fight right here, but that's okay. We're still going to give this back to 50 break. I like even 50s. We're long at 660 right now. Alibaba's back in the money right now. Well, flat right now, 225.56. Going to give it a 226 break. We'll go long if it breaks back more through 226. Still waiting for Nikola to break 70 as well, guys.
Yeah, still looking at a couple of names here. One of them is Oxy. We didn't get to this one. Strong move in oil all week long, rubbing up to $41 level, but now looking like we're selling down a bit. 2040 would be an interesting break here. Pop up to 2075, I think, is another opportunity for us here. But I'm going to dip into that short trade, but also looking at CCL bouncing. If it bounces in front of that 1950, I'm going to take a shot at the short in CCL. Maybe the quarters will be my first entry. Brennan, what do you got, bud?
Guys, we were talking about the size of the opening prints that were going to go off. Have a look at Gilead. Look at the volume that went off at that opening print there. Not a huge move off the bat, but just be aware. Some of these prints are going to be pretty impressive. GILD to the upside so far, guys.
Yeah, oh yeah. Here comes Alibaba back downside as well. We're going to average in a little bit here at 224 in change there. I still think that was a big news for them with the sales and everything. Hopefully we're not trading the wrong name here as we go. Shout out to Russell Jackson. Nice little spot there for that 20 Aussie there. What up, my friend? Thank you for that. You've done that before, and that's very generous of you. So we're going to keep looking at... Oh, crap. I missed Microsoft. That was one that I written down there. I'm too obsessed with Baba here today. It just took out its all-time highs right there of 198.50 here on Microsoft. Just took out its all-time high. So it took that out right off the open. Nice little trade there. Let's wait to see. Let's take again. If it takes out 199.25, we're going to go long again here. Not again. We're going to go long for the first time here in Microsoft. 199.25 if that wants to come. But right now the future's just bouncing around.
Yeah, they're bouncing around. CCL's trying to get through that 19 and bouncing over and over again. I'm taking a break there, but downside goes UAL through 40. This looks like it could be another opportunity. Guys, U1K has halted, so watch out if you're trading that name. Hertz is also approaching that 175 mark. I just jumped into some UAL downside, and CCL getting very close to having the floodgates open up. Snap has moved downside, breaking not the pre-market bottom yet. 22.13 would be that price. I'm looking for that break to the downside. Not a lot of breaks of the opening ranges for me right now. So you are seeing things still settling in inside of the ranges, but UAL is a mover. It's the only position I have on. Caught this little secondary pop as it broke 40 even. We grabbed the short, and there goes CCL through 19. Short both CCL and UAL right now on 40 break and also the 19 break.
Yeah, exactly. I'm short as well here. Let's see how far up this name wants to go, and that is CCL. We're taking a little bit out right there. We are short right now, 97 right here. You can see that one. We said we'd let it settle down. I gave you this 19. I mean, I know Neil was talking about it as well. I gave you this 19.15 area, but unfortunately, like I said, it was that first minute, so I didn't take it, but that would have been even a better position than I'm in now, obviously. Let's wait to see if CCL wants to keep going downside now. We've averaged into our Alibaba, so our average price is 225.33 right now. What up, Brendan?
If anyone's wondering about this Tortoise acquisition, SHLL, this is a merger deal. They're combining with Helion. It's a stock and share deal. So 16 right now, but huge volume on SHLL, guys.
Yeah, definitely going to be worth a look at that one in just a little bit. I know we were talking a little bit about that BYFC. It just had a halt upside. Interestingly enough, guys, it didn't break the pre-market top from what I see. It literally halted at that price. So that should be an interesting one. I'm going to cover initially here some UAL at 39.50. It's one of those, break 40, cover 39.50. We're in that opening range. I don't want to hold on too long, and I want to short some pops as well. CCL's having trouble going to the downside. So as much as we're flossing off the 2 for 2, I'm now firmly looking at this BYFC. Can't short it. Looks like it's breaking long, so it wants to accommodate the direction that we're allowed to go today. If it opens higher in that pre-market range, grab that long, guys.
Guys, right now, we'll hit a cowbell here. We got Spotify. Nice long, breaking through 236.50. Nice little win here. $1.50, $1.60, $1.70, $1.80, $2 right now. We are long 236.40. Upside surprise. We talked about Spotify today, so nice little win here as we are just climbing to the upside. Now, Spotify looking to take out 239 maybe. We get out there, but nice little trade here to the upside there on Spotify. Let's see how much more this name wants to go. Maybe that was the push. Maybe we did right by getting out there, but we did not get any 239s. Let's wait to see. We're long right now. $1 in the money here. Spotify.
And bye-bye goes CCL, another downside action play. We'll catapult that one. Why not? I think we'll take a few out in front of the quarters and see if we can't get that. It was a 19 break that we waited for. And we said all morning long, be patient. Let the opening range settle itself in, and once it finally decided to want to go to the downside, that's when we got in. You could have jumped in early, but I didn't want to pay those 19, 10s, and 15s, and then it didn't go for me. So taking some legs down, hanging on for dear life for the last third of our shares here, and AMC about to break $6 to the downside. I'll have that one if it does break. Brendan, what do you got for us?
A big move up here, guys. IMRN 65% just took out the pre-market highs there at 12.50. They were teaming up with the Department of Defense, U.S. government, to work on some treatments, guys. But Australian-based company teaming up with the U.S. government to work on some treatments for them, guys.
All right, we're going to get out some Ford again here. Good call there, Brendan. We'll look at IMRN in a second. Good name for sure, especially in that space right now. Ford is having a problem. Look, we're long at 60. It's a decent position for me. We've gone out at 66. We've gone out at 64. We get some more at 64 right there again. And bang, there it is. We take this one to the top, so put it on the board. Yes, Spotify. A little bit of Chicago White Sox action there. I know Neil likes that one. Oh, here we go. Upside Spotify. Look where we're long, guys. 236 right here, guys. We're at 239. This is another $3 winner right here on Spotify. So we continue to go up. I told you, trade the names that are in the news, guys. Spotify, we only have 20% on now, but wow, a nice little $3 winner to start the day. The only problem is, well, no problem. CCL, look at these outs down here. 1874, 1880. Got a nice little trade here on CCL. Ford is a nice trade. The problem is Alibaba. As that one, just look at this. Ding, 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 ding. Thank God we didn't, like we said, we didn't take out the top here when it broke. But now we'll take a little bit more long. Our out is going to be at 223.50. Looks like it just bounced off there. Should have got more long, guys.
Yeah, remember that level we were talking about? I actually thought it had some go to about 222.75 for some support. It looks like 50. It's testing it right now. Let's see if it falls any further for Alibaba. That's going to trigger some kind of a long for me in any consolidation. I'm still hanging on to CCL. Going to look for a reload if we can get an upside play. UAL just tried to get back to quarters, but couldn't do so. And of course, that BYFC has just opened back up, continuing to head parabolic to the upside, to say the least. It's now up at 630. It's going to halt again, it looks like, guys. So this one's on the run to the upside. When it halts downside, then I'll be more interested, guys. That's what we're all about. So look, I'm going to see if this one halts and then it goes to the downside at some point, but continued parabolic move in BYFC, and IMRN still halted.
Guys, you want a $5 winner? Come over here, guys. Here we go. It's Raptor time. It's swish time right now. Spotify long 236. It's at 241 right now. I said $4, right? I think I meant 5 as we're going up here. 5. Did I say 5? Did I mean 550? Now we're going upside even more. 241 smashes right now. So yeah, great little long 236 down here on Spotify. Bang, 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 bang. All the way up. $6 now in the money on this name. So Spotify, great little trade happening there. U1K. Right there. Was that the one that was halted, or was the other one?
U1K did also halt off the open.
Okay.
It made a halt at 520, opened higher. It hasn't tested the 570, 580 area that I like. I still can't seem to short it. So I'm going to have a quick look to see if we can get those shorts. If we can, first level test is 570, 580. We'd look to fade that one to the short side if we got them. CCL bouncing a little bit here, so I might get a reload action in front of that 19.
Yeah, and I'm dumping some of this. I'm just going to capture some profits here on Ford and not worry about it. We are almost out of all of our Ford. And Spotify going to the top side, still going. So nice little trade there. We did take some out, CCL at this bottom. I keep waiting. I mean, I haven't been waiting here at 75 or so. We'll put some bids there. CCL just moving like crazy with the futures here. So let's bring this one back down to life a little bit. See if it can't make its move back down. Watch out for the futures though, guys. I'm emptying my CCL right now.
Yeah, futures are basically sitting around in the same range at this point, at least. I want to get back to IMRN. It still hasn't opened up. I'm watching this one. It did try to break through this 1280 level, but halted before it could get there. So I think this one has a shot at another break, maybe running towards the high of the day before it runs out of juice. So it should open up in about a minute or so. So we're going to be all over that one when it does. As I did mention, of course, the other short that we had, I've only been in 2 shorts and I've only had 2 winners. So UAL was the other one. I tried a little short pop in here to 39.75, unable to catch it, but a bit of a bottom, bit of a buyer here, 39.35. So it's trying to base out as well, finding some support, maintaining positive on the day. That 39.35, that is yesterday's close. That's going to be a big level break if it goes as well, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, we're just going to tweet this out right now. Spotify, big win right there off that. We get out on that 240 break. So we put that $4 in our pocket. So right there, that's a chicken today for us on that one. Ford, we did talk about getting a little nervous on this one. Let's just drop everything that we have now. It looks like it's going to break back down below 50 here. Can't hold these futures back for much longer there. There it is. Rick Albee, you are welcome, my friend. There he is. I think Rick was one of their very first, if not the first, maybe guest of the day. Rick, thank you, Rick. Thank you very much, and for your kind words. Is there Spot was the great trade today. You are right on that one. Spotify, my #1 stock, but CCL, Rick, is not far behind. So thank you so much. We will floss that off for you, Rick. Glad you've had your best 3 days there. 3 days in a row. Hit your goal off the first trade. That is absolutely fantastic. What's up, Mr. Wiggins?
Spotify, guys, all-time highs. Billy here, another China-based company, also at all-time highs. 5.4%. They signed another contract with the government over in China. So BILI off to the races, guys.
Okay, Billy. Yeah, Chinese names all over the place today. DraftKings also, guys, did have an offering last night at 40. It was well received, to say the least. As I can see now, it's hovering around flat. But normally, when you get a share offering, yeah, you get a little bit of a tank there. And that's sort of what happened off the open. So let's wait on DraftKings right now. The volume's just not there for me.
BYFC is back open and coming down rather heavily. Got all the way to this 420 mark, which was the break, the pre-market level we were talking about there. So that looks like it's going to be first support 420. I'm also having a quick look at 520 as well. If it can hold 5 to 520, I'm going to jump into a short position. I just got the AMC break, guys, so that's down through $6. I'm going to quickly put the position board on. We only got a couple, so it's pretty easy for you. In the money on CCL, still involved in that 1898 short. That's down at 1870. And I just got into AMC on the short side, and I'm looking right here at BYFC to jump into it as well.
Yeah, everything moving nicely right now, and here comes Spotify. We're out of Spotify. We'll look back at that. Let me see what it's done. Okay, good out on Spotify, guy, 239.50. That's a good one. CCL still making moves downside. What was the low there? 66.65. My best out, 74. What's up, Brandon?
Another one from a couple of days ago, guys, popping back up on a volume scanner here. LMFA, another 35%. Look at the volume on this one. We got a size 230 there on a bit of a pullback now to $2, guys.
All right, I know Slack got work got downgraded as well today, so we'll check out that name too for you guys. Work down 4%. You don't see that often. This has been a high flyer, so watch out for this one on the downside. That's work right now. We are getting worked a bit here in BABA. Again, we've only averaged in once here. It has not been a good trade. We're waiting for this 236.50 to break, and it looks like that's probably going to happen here. Yeah, I guess that just was not as exciting as we thought it was. Thank God we have Spotify on there in CCL, but right now we may take one more try here at Alibaba, guys.
Yeah, I'm still having a quick look at this U1. I mean, it just halted upside, it halted downside, now back below 5 even. I think Floodgates 450 would be that price if you got it there, guys, but we got to throw to Brendan. I love that cat. Make sure you hit that subscriber, guys. If you want to make sure you're tuning in at 9 o'clock, it's a nice little reminder when you're a sub, and you don't miss out on some of these levels. Brendan, what do you got?
Some of the semis showing some strength here, guys. Micron up 3% today, just took out $52. Big move to the upside on volume as well. A couple of analysts re-upping on the buy rating for Micron today, guys.
What's happening with our board here, guys? You might want to figure out. I'll hit Tesla there. What is that? Neil's going to eat my
Christmas.
Face. Yeah, we better. You guys better figure this out. I think it's my board, guys, that is messing up here. So there we go. Okay, there we go. Fixed. Wow, Neil, you're hungry there, boy. I don't know what happened.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of a little bit partial. I could go for a little something right now, but we're eating up some of these stocks here to the downside.
Remember, guys, Neil, remind everybody to hit the like, hit the subscribe there if you want more of those crazy things. I have no idea. We're laughing here, but right here, just to give you guys an update, let's go back to normal times here a little bit. Let's put our board up here for you guys. Let's go to this camera and just talk about the positions that we do have on right now. I don't even know if this is working right here, guys. No, it's not working. So what we have long right now is Alibaba long. We've talked about that. We did average into that trade down here, 230. 223.85 was our last bid there. So our average price right now is exactly 225.04. CCL is at 33 pennies in the money as we're going to the downside right now on CCL. Oh, nice move on this one. Glad we gave this one to you. Look at this. In. Now we'll see what happens here to the bottom. What's up, Brendan?
Even bigger volume today, guys. U1K just halted downside this time. Look at the volume spikes coming into this name. Just compare it to yesterday. I mean, yesterday relative volume was through the roof. So today, even higher on U1K, guys.
Wow, and it's back right now. Greg, let us know if we can get some shorts there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get I'm all about that short in U1K. I'm trying BYFC, which I don't have nearly as much confidence in the short. If it rolls back through 5 even, that's going to be our nice little zone. I said 450 was a bit of a kill spot. I got 87s to the short side. I'll get some out if I can in front of that 50 mark and see if it can hold down to 420, which is always a level on some of these names. AMC working in the money for us, but we're getting some bounce over in CCL at 1860, and I can't ignore that. I might take a little bit more profit, but BYFC right now in the money, 20 cents. I'm looking first leg, minimum 30. Brennan, what do you got there? There we go, just got the fill there. Disco ball action. Is Brennan going to dance to the music? I'm going to guess no.
No. Pinduoduo, guys, another one. My volume board right now full of Chinese names. So PDD, another one just popping up here. 4% today. Just took out $86 for PDD, guys.
Like, wow, how come every single Chinese name is popping except for the big dog? Let's go, Alibaba. Let's go. Let's see if we can't get Alibaba going here. Obviously, they don't love this name today, so we'll have to wait to see on this one. We're out of the money right now, 80 cents on this one. Nothing like cashing in on Spotify, though. We already did that once to go, and 240, maybe another top spot here. Let's try Spotify one more time through 240. Big day just keeps on getting bigger here. CCL to the downside. We've just taken some off. Nice little trade there at 68. It does drop to 58. I thought I bid some 59s there. I must have not got them. We'll wait to see on that one. Ford as well, waiting for 50 to break. This is going to be pretty much a flat trade. Should have taken all out right off the open when we saw that news, guys. So that one, a little bit of a mistake on that one, but that is Ford. We'll get out if it breaks 50.
Yeah, just having a look here at CCL, and of course, I'm still in this short position. It hasn't given me too much reason to get out. Just looking at afternoon yesterday action, 1885, 1890 was a bit of a level. So, I'm going to move from that 19 even area area to give it to that afternoon high. Maybe see if we can't take some more shares into the short side with a bit of a tighter stop and then reevaluate. So we're going to let it drift up towards this 85.90 area, see if we can't roll over. If it does, we'll add to our position short. If it busts through, we'll just get out of it. But the big one for me right now is BYFC, up 180%. But right now, looking like it wants to run to the downside. The good news is it holds 520. It's now trying to hold below 5 even. I'm short 492. My next leg out will be in front of 420, as I keep mentioning over and over again. So hopefully we'll get that 50-cent win and then hang on to see if it goes down to $4. That short working out. The only thing not moving is AMC for me. It's still up 6%. I've got a couple of legs in on the 6 even break. It is sort of trying to trend to the downside, but a very, very slow moving stock. It's fine. If you get 15, 20 pennies on AMC, you're going to be very happy with that return. It just might move slower than some of these other names, guys.
All right, we just took NIO as well, Neil. This one just going to the top side. Thank you, Brendan, for the Chinese love right now. Let's go. Our biggest positions right now are BABA and NIO. So, yeah, if I had a Chinese flag, I'd hit it, but let's just hit some confetti for a nice win here so far. Let's just wait to see if NIO wants to go back upside. Anyone long any of these names from last night, welcome to some nice little profits here. NIO upside, we just punched through 60 there. Again, not in monster position, but we are in this for a few shares here. So 50s, we'll probably give it back to 50 or so, but wow, this stock took off today, up nice little 5.5%. Let's see what NIO wants to do on the top side here, Brendan.
Here's another one to add to that list. TME, 5.5% already, guys. 13 at the bottom in the pre-market here. We're at 13.60 in a straight line. 10 cent going as well, guys.
Yeah, definitely going to be worth a look on 10 cent. Just double, triple checking here. Do we have it? Yes, I can now successfully short U1K. So all is right in the world. And without further ado, I'm going to see if we can't get it. Like, it's going to be SSR. At least it should be short sell restricted. So you can't hit that bid. I'm going to need an uptick. Once I get one, I'm going to see if we can't first work into position off of 515, 520. The reason why I say, well, I should have checked that 525-ish. The first halt price upside was 525. It's holding below 5. So in that target range is where I like an in. Area outs. I don't want to make top wick anymore, so no hard stops on U1K. I'll let it travel through my outs and then make a decision at that point manually. I don't like those stop orders on these stocks. They've burned me in the past.
565 there maybe on U1K as a top break, and then a bottom break here of this exact bottom. Okay, NIO falling back down. We'll talk about U1K there in a minute. I do have NIO on board, so this one's falling against me here. We did get some out there at 58. Breaking 50 is not a good sign, so we'll probably get out of the rest of that when that does happen and lose that 10 cents. So I might get some out here in the mid if I can and just lick our wounds a little bit here on NIO, guys.
Yeah, and I am still looking at that Hertz, guys. I know we don't ever want to be done with it. It is trying to pop to the upside. I said I wanted to only short pops. It did break that 178. There was no buyer there. Thank you, Russell Jackson, for the little super chat. The Aussie dollars, again, we're loving the Aussie dollars. They're having some trouble approving that deal for, I know Google's not happy about that with Fitbit, but that's in the news right now. Not really moving the stock at all, but just thought I'd mention it out there. I'm looking at Hertz if it gets any in the high 80s, also in the 90s. I'm just gonna have to travel upside for me to get interested. 175 is still a level on that name if it ever wants to break. I'm gonna quickly throw the position board for you so you can see what we have on, and I feel like it's a recurring theme. I end up all short. AMC at 96, that's basically flat for me. BYFC, I did get a winner on a third of the position, 492 still short. The rest of it is flat right now. In the money on CCL, reloaded in the 90s again. So gonna let this one travel back down to 1850, 1860. And then of course we just started a position in U1K at 489, 485, check that to the south side. Brendan, what do you got?
We saw at the beginning there, oil higher, guys. Devon Energy among the lead advancers right now, 5% to the upside. Marathon Petroleum as well, MPC to the upside as well. Just broke 1350 there on Devon on a big volume spike, guys.
We're short U1K right now, 449s. So let's wait to see what does happen here. Short U1K here, a couple hundy on board here. So let's just wait to see. It's not a big position, but we'll wait to see. Again, these stocks halt, don't halt, go up to $20, go up to $1 million, who knows. But right now, U1K, we are short this name right here.
Yeah, I just added to my U1K position when 50 broke. So shorted it first when it came in. The second we got shortable shares, we shorted it on the break of the low of the day. But I also want to make sure we're watching BYFC. They're both falling at the same time, so I feel like the entire, I don't want to say the garbage space, but the gap up space is trying to move to the downside. However, relative strength, I'd say, in BYFC. So it is in the money below that $5, but watch out. This one is seeming like it might actually have a leg to the upside if it wants to go again. So watch out for a 525 break testing the top on BYFC. I'm still short. I've taken some profit. I might take some more in front of 450. You don't want to sit there with a 40-cent winner on a $5 stock and take nothing.
Yeah, I would agree with that one, especially U1K. We'll wait to see what that does. So guess who's back? Back again. Tell a friend, whatever. Our idea of Alibaba right now working out just a little bit. Our double averages here put us now back into the money. So we're in the money on Alibaba, 224.91 right now on Alibaba. We did like this one. We're giving it still to this bottom, guys. I mean, what a great bottom that was, 223.50. Glad we were able to get more shares down there. So although it's not ripping up or anything like that, we are going to try to get some out up here in the 40s if we can. But right now, Alibaba, nice little looking trade for us. Unfortunately, our other Chinese friend here, NIO, does not move that way, and that goes downside. So I was still willing to give this one a little bit of room, but here it is at 50. We just took some out there at 52. So yeah, it's a 9-penny loser. We've averaged a couple outs here. We got out back at 57, 58, but we did try to take that breakout. It does go in the money for us, 3 pennies. Then we take a 3-penny loss, and then we take a 5-penny loss. So now, sorry, 7 pennies on that 53 out. So now we'll wait to see if it does get back to the upside here. As U1K, we still are short this name. Let's see how much room we want to give this one, but I'm still thinking this does come back down. But without any further ado, oh, we hit it again, guys. Let's go back over. You got to correct that. Let's go back over to Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Guys, big mover from yesterday. Ovid Therapeutics, OVID, just rallied all day long, basically closed at day highs. They got FDA approval today on a pediatric treatment that they've been working on. So a huge pop here at the open from $8 up to 10 and change before coming all the way back down for OVID, guys.
Yeah, I'm just noting here, IMRN forming a bit of a wedge here at $12. It's tightening things up rather heavily. I'm still watching for a 1280 break to the upside. I would prefer if it moves to the downside here, but I'm not sure. I have shares shortable, so 1140 would be that price. For now, it's going to be a long break. I can tell you every short that I have is in the money right now. I want to get you guys back to Carnival Cruise Lines, which is making a bit of a, we talked about this level here, 1885 on the way back in when I showed you the 3-minute a little bit earlier. That's why we loaded back in at this price rather than waiting for 19. If it retests the bottom, I will take some out in the 60s. It's been a 91, 96 short for me on a 19 break. We'll see if we can't get some out in front of the low of day. If it wants to continue the trend, fair enough. But the market's not really going anywhere. We're sideways action in the ES, looking at it right now, and just the NQ sliding to the upside. So there's some tech names that are strong, but overall, some of these other names, cyclical, are certainly not going anywhere. I want to make sure we're taking profit in these names as they go in our favor. CCL is no different. Even though I think we can be bearish here and we have some resistance or support that broke, and we got a nice level to work off of, you got to take the profit while it's there. And also watching U1, which, for the time being, again, I sort of maintain the whole position that I'm not sure who is buying this or what the motives might be. But it is what it is. I'm only going to be holding short positions. Any long I take in this stock is going to be a breakout long that I get out of right away. But I am willing to hold a short position and give it some room to see if it can't go to the downside. This was a $2 stock a couple of times in the last couple of days. I think there's a chance it gets back there. CCL now back down to 21. So I'll take a few shares off there. See if we can't get this one to go a little bit further to the downside and maybe break that low of day. But CCL, for me, has been the fireworks action. Of course, UAL was good as well, but CCL much better.
Yeah, CCL has been one of my top stocks. It continues to be that way as the world goes there. CCL, big trade. We still are short one time here at 19 on that break. And like Neil said, now we are pushing back down to the bottom. So if you haven't yet followed me, follow me on Twitter here. We did just post up, these are some notifications I have here. We just did post up our CCL trade. Again, thank you to everybody who voted today. It is at Trader TV. Sean, hit me up there. We did put our CCL trade on here and our Spotify trade. Shout out to Rick Albee, who had that one with us. Big trade right there. We're also now, for the first time, I just launched on Instagram, so follow me there. Nice little quote today from MJ himself, guys. You must expect great things of yourself. Here we go. Before you can do them. If you don't have confidence in yourself and your own abilities, guys, I think this is a great quote here from, me and Neil talk about this all the time. I think the greatest basketball player, if you disagree, you could put LeBron, I guess, in the chat, but I don't know who else you would consider hitter than there.
You can say Bill Russell, the guy won 11.
I give a shout out to your Michigan State boy. I mean, it could be MJ. People could go with the other one,
Magic Johnson, maybe.
You know, so shout out to Michigan State there. Michigan, I don't think has any, greatest of all time basketball players, do they, Neil? Juwan Howard, Chris Webber?
Well, I was gonna say, but Chris Webber, timeout.
Yeah, he called too many.
Not a great moment. He was a great player. He's probably one of the all-time best. But at the crucial moment,
we're getting some Yao Ming love here. Well,
hey man, if not for injuries, he'd be doing fantastic. And if not for the fact that I can't find a name to be long in here today, Sean. And I've traded 5 stocks, 5 to the short side, and the AMC starting to slide off as well. And again, it's not a criticism. I didn't say it would go right away because that decision, we're opening up and you're not putting masks on. It was overheated. It's all the way back into those highs that we're looking at in February before it went to the downside. U1 is finally flushing in. I'm going to take some of this off. It gets down to about 20 pennies for me. We reloaded in U1K when it broke that 450. I've liked this one for the last couple of days, and I'm probably going to continue to short it as long as it holds up. Now, as I said before, I might have mentioned this on Twitter, the sentiment I think is nice, but the stock action, the price action is insane. So that's what I'm dealing with in U1K and been shorting it for 3 days now.
Alibaba can't get going again. Look at the futures, guys. Is the position board working? Let's just see. I'm going to give it a shot, guys. If you're confident, I'll switch around. And there it comes. Yes, we are confident. So here we go. Baba, that's a bad long right now. But we did take out some profit on it, but we only took out 20%. So right now, we're stuck in that. That's 60 cents against us, but we've been there, done that on that one. CCL is 20 cents in the money right now. Ford is 9 cents against us. So we do that one. NIO as well has been up. And U1K, hopefully we will get some money on that one. But right here, U1K has been a roller coaster. I continue, like Neil, we're still talking about it. We are both short this name. Obviously, we're going to wait to see. I just took some out in the 40s, low 40s. I have a bid in the 30s. Let's see if we can't cash more.
Someone just said Keith Van Horn. I'm seeing things like Allen Houston. These are getting a little bit ridiculous. And Toronto fans actually don't like Keith Van Horn. Because there was a whole thing about when he was drafted and blah, 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 blah. But
don't go to happening now yet. I just want to give it to a moon. Because this is the 4th or 5th time here for Russell. So we'll give a shout out. Here we go. Let's put this to the moon. What up for ASX right there, taking out the moon. Thank you, Russell, for that. And there you go again. Let's do one more time before we throw to Brendan. Rocket ship time, moon time. Let's go to Brendan at the big board.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock already, half an hour in the books. Just be aware if you're trading any of the real estate stocks, May existing home sales number due out any second here for the U.S., obviously. Let's have a look at North American markets here. Nicely positive to wrap up the week. I mean, not huge moves, but we are trending in the right direction if you are a bull. 0.8% here for the S&P. We're back above that 31.25 to 35.30 area. Was a bit of a region a couple days ago. The Dow back to the upside as well, 0.8% here. NASDAQ leading the way once again, as we've seen, back above 10,000 here for the NASDAQ and holding, it seems, even 10,100 in some cases. The Russell also in positive territory, 0.7%. Here's the TSX in Toronto, 0.6%. So far down in Brazil, about 0.7% to the upside. So as I said, kind of muted action so far for the overall markets, but we are in positive territory. Wanted to talk about Bombardier here, 1 to the downside. Big delete coming up at the close tonight. Being removed from the TSX 60 index at the close. Huge sell volume at the open, as we were talking about if you joined us at 9 o'clock. Enbridge, huge volume as well at the open for Enbridge. This was buy side, though. Huge move to the upside for Enbridge. Already all the way back down, but we're still slightly higher for Enbridge. FM, another one. First Quantum Minerals to the upside today on huge buy volume there at the open, guys. So as we were saying, action off of the open that you're not used to seeing because of quad witching. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Brendan. And we have a little funny thing here. And here we go. Who is your dada? There we go. Brendan there yesterday from that Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Let's just hit that one more time. I like the hat he's wearing here. Dada. There he goes. Message that. So good job there. We had a stock the other day, DADA. And apparently that was pretty fun movie. I didn't hit that goat one there, but here we go. This is what we talked about the other day. Dada. Today not doing much, but Brendan came with that fire last couple days. So we'll keep going on that one. But U1K, play here, guys. We did take some out at that bottom. We're still waiting for 35s. That was the bottom there, 435. We'll wait to see if that one does break, but we'll wait to see on that, as now it's heading back to the upside. A $5 break will get me out of some of these shares, but not all. We did go back into and reloaded, so we'll see if you guys know where this is from. Put it on the board. I can never find the reloaded thing. We have so much. There it is. Here we go. Listen. Okay. We'll hit it one more time. You know what movie this is from. Okay. All right, if you do, put that on the board, but we are reloaded right now. We take that 743 there, so that's a good little trade for us on NIO. Our long is back to 48, so we'll see if we can't make some money here. If NIO can come back to the upside, nice little bottom pick here. We may have gotten that.
And we never use this one. I got to do it. Gates of Hell action for you, BYFC. It just got the break of that 450. I said I would take it out in front of 420 just because I saw it as a level in the pre-market. We'll grab the 70-cent win on our last entry. So that short comes in nicely for us. But you know me, and I'm going to reload in U1K. I already did once. I'm probably going to do it again. AMC as well, moving to the downside and continuing to be good for us. Again, I love these ones where it's a nice, easy consolidation, giving you a nice entry in front of $6. It's now working to the downside. I'll get some out in front of the 580 low. When that breaks, I'll work some out a little bit lower than that as well. Carnival Cruise Lines, whoops.
Hey, what?
For some reason, reversed long. So I had 2 stop orders. That's what it is. Every now and then, I had 2 stop orders instead of 1 in Carnival Cruise. So I guess I doubled up there. Did not want to go long. Wasn't even a 19 break, but either way, we did get some out short at 18.70, doubled out on the way out, but then the rest of it, we're going to basically take a 5-cent hit and then pay another couple of pennies because I reversed long accidentally. Again, it might break 19 and go to the upside, but that wasn't an intentional trade. Accidentally had 2 stops. So get right out when you make a trade you didn't want to. Don't want to throw away the profits you've had. The only stock that I am not up on, well, I am up on U1K, position pending. Brennan, what do you got?
Another one that had a big move to the upside yesterday, guys. Roku back to the upside, 3% here, just coming up to 132. Look at the volume behind Roku as well today. Big time relative volume right across the board so far, guys.
You see trades like that happening, you got to go over to those names, guys. You got to go over to Roku when it's doing that volume, and I will be right back. But look at this, guys. We did it again, and we'll raise a Canadian flag today because I saw some Steve Nash love there in the chat. So we'll raise that up. And if those of you don't know, Canada's been running basketball lately. RJ Barrett. It's something like 7 of like the last 9 .1 picks have been Canadian or something like that. And we won't talk about what was it, Anthony Bennett from our hometown Brampton. Not great. Okay, 224.41 here. We're gonna try to get some out on Baba. Nice little pickup again. Look at these bottom picks here. Bang, bang. And again, we've given you this 223.50 levels. So if the futures go, man, I really do love this Baba trade. I mean, call me crazy, but I like this name. We'll see if it can't keep going to the upside here. We do have Alibaba long. It's against us. It's at 224.70 now. I'm going to try to take some out. We've basically lost nothing on this trade. It's all just pending losses. It's against us. It's unrealized right now. Look at our NIO long, though. This goes back into the money for us. We're long at 747. This might be a good opportunity quickly before we go back over to Neil. Let me just update my board because we have 5 positions on, and we are working on a scoreboard for the bottom, a position board that will show our positions all of the time. It's there now, but we're going to try to make it a little more simple for you. Here we go. These are the names here: Baba, CCL, Ford, NIO, and then the last one is U1K. Waiting to see if $5 breaks on U1K, then we'll get out. But I just want to hold the short just because I don't believe in anything about this. You've seen the stock go up and down. We could get burned on it, but I'm going to hold U1K. I think you probably feel the same on that one, Neil.
Yeah, this is basically the same thing as yesterday for me. I mean, yesterday I was paying for a lot of it with a couple of breakout longs. That hasn't happened yet. I wouldn't be opposed to a breakout longs, but otherwise it's going to be holding the short for me. I'm looking at Occidental now, holding some higher lows throughout 2025, 30, 35, 40, all the way up, and now trying to take out the 75 to 80 level to the upside. Here. So watch firmly at Oxy. I might prefer 2080 to the 2075 break that you see as the opening range. There was an iceberg seller at 2080, so I'd like to see that break before I jump into a long on Occidental. Brennan, what do you got?
A lot of price action today, guys, that we're not used to seeing. Here's another one, Outlook Therapeutics, big time relative volume. This thing popped up about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon on huge volume. Had a monster closing print at the close yesterday. But look at this. We're up again 15% for OTLK today, guys.
OTLK. Okay, let's look at that. OTLK. Oops, that didn't load. OTLK. I assume that's going to be on the NASDAQ. Yeah, a nice little $1.48 stock. Okay, these are names that could go. Maybe Brendan gave us this one early now. So let's see if it breaks through 150 here. What was the news again, Brendan, there? No news. Okay, good, perfect. Exactly what we like. OTLK here, going to break through 150. Maybe we'll try a little runner on that. Let's see if it breaks through 150. We'll see if there is some news up here, up 15%. OTLK, possible runner here.
Yeah, and another one that could be a runner as well, but it's sort of coming back in. I was going to look to a 540 break on WKHS. Instead, it looks like it's going to break to the downside. I would maintain 540 is a bit of a price that we're going to be watching, but it looks like more downward action through 515 on Workhorse. And I'm going to now immediately switch gears and just jump in on that little break to the downside. I won't give this to 540, probably give it to the quarters or 30s, looking to see if you can't retest the low. So just jumped in, WKHS, it's up. But I'm fading this one to the downside here and looking for a re-entry into BYFC and Carnival Cruise Lines, guys. But right now, 3 shorts, AMC, U1, and Workhorse. I actually, I was looking at NEO as well there, Sean. But the price that I was sort of looking at was this sort of iceberg area. There was a ton of pre-market action basically at one price. In NEO, that's at 734, 735. If it got down there, I think that's going to be obvious support for me. So I'm eyeballing that one pretty heavily.
Okay, we just got into softy there, so let's see what happens now on the top side. We did talk about wanting this one. So right now, 199.30. We've given that to you. Thank you, guys. That's this little breakout right here. You can have it. It's against me right now. So Microsoft right now, 199. What's my price? Oh, 199.26. Sorry, we took it through the 25 break. So that was that top right here. So 199.26. We're long right now. Softy. Let's wait to see. So now we got to hope for the market to start heading upside. We're long Microsoft and we're long BABA. Those are the big ones. NIO we're long. So U1K, we're short. We're not going to worry about U1K on the short side, but we are going to worry about Microsoft having a problem breaking through 20 there. Let's wait to see, though. Look at the futures. We might have bought at the top of that move.
Yeah, and still watching Oxy. It's right at that 2075 level. That could be a nice break if you like it. I think 80 has to get through. Again, it was a pre-market seller at that price. And on witching day, I just want to make sure that you don't see someone double up at that price and then sell us through. It's a nice bounce. It's some higher lows. It is setting up for a break possibly to 21. I think what you want to do there is catch yourself on a break of 75.80, get some profit in front of 21 even, maybe a place to be adding on a 21 break if you can. If we cannot hold this, it's going to sort of be an obvious short for me once it breaks 2050. But now it is 10:10 already. We need to get some upgrades and some downgrades. Let's go to Brennan.
Yep.
Hey guys, yeah, upgrades and downgrades time. We'll give you a couple more names to look at if you don't have enough already. IHS, this one up here, IHS market, interesting move off the open so far. A couple of upgrades on that name so far today. Target as well. I want to show you that one in a second. 3+% now on Target, looking good. Some of the retailers showing definite relative strength so far. Ulta Beauty as well, ULTA, big high flyer, but worth a look. To the downside, Oracle. We were talking about that one earlier in the week off of earnings. And yeah, Sean mentioned that one. Work. Slack to the downside so far. Yeah, there's Target. Nice look off of the open through 120 here, all the way up to 121.5. Bit of a pullback now, but still showing definite relative strength as far as this time of the morning goes. There's Work, 2.6% to the downside, but trying to get back to the upside here. We closed just above 34 yesterday on Slack Technologies there, so holding 33 as support for WORK. Guys, back to you.
Right. Yeah, we did talk about that actually, Brendan. Yeah, you are right. That one was a good name for us in the past. But yeah, they did get that downgrade, and now Work going downside here. U1K also trying to make a move back through 450. We've been absorbing that one through to 450, 480, 490. Now let's see if we can get rewarded finally for this hold. I mean, this is just one of those names, guys, where you're trying to hit the home runs. We've talked about this name, 32 million shares. It's just one of those shares. And one of those names that can either make or break your day, and I'm hoping for it to make right now. So we're short at 450. We'll wait. I'll get more short if we can break down lower, but for now, I do like this name. Our softy is falling against us. 198, sorry, 80 on this break. I think this is kind of the levels where we'll talk about getting out. So Microsoft, we go bearish, what are you talking about? We go bullish right now on the market, and we have our two longs. And of course, if you look at the market right now, we are not bullish on the
Well,
S&P.
big break there just happened on Facebook. Good look there,
Really?
Kobe Gold calling that one out. Broke at 238.50. Look, if it tries to shake you out, don't let it do that. Seen these breaks happen, and maybe it pulls back into like 239 even, and could continue that nice little upward trend, guys. I only have shorts on, but remember, those are all some small cap names under some pressure, and I'm reloading on AMC the first chance that I get. There's obviously not a lot of levels to the upside on a Facebook as strong as it's been, but you can watch for some pullbacks. And like I said, 238.50. If it tries to test back in that range, jump in. The water should be fresh and nice and warm. But I'm going to get some more AMC. It was initially a 596, 597 short. Ran in the money for us nicely, but if you're going to be shorting a trend type of trade, the reason you take out profit down here when you find the first support level is so when it pops up and fails to break, you can catch some on the way down. So we consolidate 95, 96. I'll jump into some more shares, ride this to the downside. It's more of a trend type play. It is possible you'll see me in AMC for the greater part of the show.
Okay, yeah, AMC, good trade there. Where it looks like we're going to be out of our Microsoft soon here. We did take a little bit more at 199s. Yeah, but look, I mean, these futures now are going to push to the low side. So there we go. And we actually do also flush ourselves down there on NIO. So that breaks to the downside there and we get out. We tried it again. We did take some longs here and got out 48s, which was good. And then again at 45 there. But there's the ultimate flush down as this Chinese name not wanting to work. We'll wait to see, man. Baba's back here. This is a reload spot for you guys again if you want it on Baba, but it hasn't been a great stock. We're going to need these futures to get going here, and finally looks like maybe they will. U1K on the board as well. Let's just review our positions here. We do have a few new average prices, so we'll start and put this one up on the board quickly. There it is, Baba, 224.70 long. We've been talking about that one. That's going to need work. CCL, that's just a small short. I didn't even realize I still had that, so we'll get out of that one. Microsoft, Ford, NIO, we just dumped it, but we have 80 shares left for some reason, and U1K, we'll wait to see that break through 450. Look, it's going to be a little bit of a hope right now on some of these positions, but I do like them as Alibaba rocketing back up to the upside here. Maybe these futures can go and we'll find ourselves into some winning positions, guys. What's up, V?
Thank you, Sean, and hey guys, welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. Please subscribe and join us live every day. We're just 5,000 subs away from 50,000 of subscriptions. When we get there, we would love to say thank you and make something fun for you. I will do my floss dance live again, but this time with the music. So guys, write in the chat your suggestions for soundtrack for floss. And of course, subscribe and please like this video as much as you can. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Yeah, I was just about to talk to NIU, and I'm going to hit this because we don't have something for witching, but I'm very, very angry with witching day and not getting into positions early and waiting for volume to come in because there was literally no volume when I pulled up NIU. Was on the watch list. They make those electric scooters. Definitely good break play. The volume was spiked. But it just spiked again, coming back in $20. So that was good for a nice little $3 move there. Sometimes if you wait, you miss. And I didn't want to take this one off of the open, and it was a fantastic trade. I'm looking firmly at $18 on a bit of a pullback here. Also, we can short this one. So it consolidates below 20 even. Could be a nice little rollover play. If it tries to take the top off again, could be worth another breakout, guys. So NIU is firmly on that radar. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Another angle on the virus plays here, guys. Chegg, CHGG. This is all-time highs today for this thing, an online education company. So they provide, obviously, e-learning. So $68 up here, just got taken out. Look at the volume behind this move again today. Right across the board, relative volume on pretty much every name I'm pulling up, higher than normal, guys.
Yeah, and that's directly, of course, related to that witching. Oh, let's check out, let me show you an example here of the quad witching that we're talking about. We haven't traded any symbols in Toronto yet today, but check out this volume right off the open here. So I talked about a TD Bank. We can check out average volume. Maybe, Brendan, if you have that quickly, TD Bank's average volume for the day in Canada. 5.5 million share print off the top. So as you can see, this is what we're talking about with quad witching. I have no idea where the print came off of because this bar itself, I'm going to assume it was a down print. We probably tried to open the day at 62.40. It looks like with the momentum downside, that print might have been about 30 or so pennies to the downside. But TD Bank right here already doing that big volume. Let's just check out another one here in Toronto just to give you guys an understanding of what to expect possibly tonight as well. Here's our friend Royal as well. The same thing, a 4.25 million share rebalance there off the open, and more to come today. So I hear that Brendan may have that number. So when we are ready, you can throw over to him. Are we ready for Brendan? Yeah, Brendan, what's up, bud?
Yeah, average is 8, guys. Just checking on TD. So what was it?
5.5 first print.
5.5 on the print. One single print at the open. Average volume for TD, 8 million on the day, guys.
Yeah, and this is the reason why you sort of preached caution on some of these names here. One of the names that I got out of was Carnival Cruise Lines. It was a fantastic short off of the open. Unfortunately, I didn't get the bottom on my out, but on our reload, we did get the bottom. And this is why you do have to take profits. If you see it make a hard reversal here, one of the things you should usually do, you get that like 50% retracement between VWAP and between the low of the day, and just get it out and when the buyer steps in. And then we ultimately take this trade out altogether. Remember, 19 even was our key level. What is it setting up to do? Possible breakout at 19 even. So that would be more of a scalp trade back into the pre-market ranges for me. But I think it's worth a long through 19. We're going to see if we can't jump into that one. I did trigger into Occidental. We're talking about 2075. We're talking about 2080 as well on a break. I waited for it to break 80s. It's now basically hanging around that price. Profit I will take if I get it in front of 21, looking to add on a breakout through there. The market, like I said, is sideways. 1 long, 3 shorts. AMC, I did reload in that one, and still just going to be sitting in U1 basically the entire day. I would not hesitate to take some Occidental if it bounces off VWAP again, improve my price, leave yourself some room. So I'm either adding on a dip or I'm adding on a breakout through 21 even, guys. And one last one to get to. We talked about WKHS here. I just started the position on the breakdown, basically giving it into this range here. It has to take out 505, 5 even to really get the juices flowing to the downside. So it could end up being a bit of a sleepy trade, but I think it's going to be worth it. If it breaks 5, lots of room to run back into the downside on this name, guys. So Occidental long. We're also looking for an opportunity on that breakout in Carnival Cruise Lines. And I'm going to give you one more. We stayed away, not intentionally, from the airlines today. Very, very similar trend heading to the downside on American. You're seeing relative strength in Carnival bouncing back up, whereas American is headed straight towards that bottom. Look out for 1650 to the downside. The futures are trying to bust up and can't get anywhere. I think is a nice little short opportunity if AAL takes out the low. 1650 scalps them off because you don't know how far it's going to go this in a sideways market. But 1650 break, I'm taking it. Brendan, what do you got?
Yet another one to look at here. Colgate Palmolive up 2%. Just got alerted on this one. Breaking day highs here through 75. Decent volume behind this move so far for CL as well, guys.
Man, come on, Softy. We're getting close to getting out of this name, guys. Looks like it might break downside. I mean, like now we're stuck. Like we take it on a breakout here and it doesn't break and we average in. So now we're gonna have to get out if it breaks down below here, 179.80. Or 198.80. We'll wait to see if that does break, and unfortunately that's going to be a bad one for us. We're still in, and normally you don't see me in trades this long, but Alibaba, it just keeps bouncing off here. We'll wait to see if Alibaba makes some money here to the top side. There goes Softy. So that one is a pop a wheelie into a car crash. So Microsoft right now does fall through, and we get out of some of our shares there, and we're holding 30% now, waiting for 198.50, maybe this ultimate bottom, which would not be good if that breaks, but I don't know. The future's just doing nothing. We're still up 1%, so we were expecting Microsoft to get going. Same kind of relationship there, but we'll make it back on something else. We'll have to go over to Roku. We are going to get out again. Look, it looks like our 1K here. We were right there on that break, but now it looks like it wants to break upside again. So if this breaks through 5, then we'll have to get out of some of our shares. I'll get out of 2/3 of the position here if it breaks back through 5. Maybe I'll give it to 510 or so.
Yeah, watch out for those failed breaks. I took it out yesterday a couple of times making top wick. I'm not using any of those immediate levels at 510, the wick that you see on that candle. I'm going to let it travel through that. I'm looking for a reload opportunity. I have not added to my position until I see it fail somewhere. Genius Brands here, still doing good volume at 17 million and still looking like it is relatively weak, still below that $3 mark. I think it's going to be time for me to do what I always do in this name, and is until it takes out about 330. Today, maybe you could go with a 305 break to the long side. I actually wrote that down for myself as the first thing. I might go long if it broke 305 after the open. I'll probably still do that. 330's resistance as well. I'm going to short it in front first. So I will reverse to the long side, and I know at least one person was asking for us to make sure that we let you guys know when we are reversing from a long to a short or a short to a long. Sometimes in the chart it's not easy to tell. I will go from short to long at 305 on Genius Brands, trying to take it to 330, but I like that short initially, so jumping in here right now.
Yeah, we're also going to take, I want to go back to a name that if the market actually does go, that I'm pretty sure will go, and that's going to be Roku. So Roku through the top here. Let's see if it breaks out again, 132.20. So not reversing anything, just waiting to see if we can't catch a Roku long here, 132. Brendan gave us this name, nicely strong relative to the market here. Roku's been a beast. We're just going to wait to see if it comes back upside. I mean, you can get aggressive and go long now and use this as the bottom, no problem. I'm going to prefer a breakout on this name. It's an aggressive name. I don't have to tell you guys that. Roku can go. So we'll wait to see if Roku does break out the bottom here. It's very, very choppy right now. This reminds me of Microsoft, which used to be my favorite stock, Microsoft, but not today as we go. But we'll wait to see if Microsoft does take out this bottom, 198.50. I don't hold on to things before that. So we'll wait to see. We'll get out of that. But right now, this is something that we need again. It's small cap recap time. So let's see what name Brendan's got for us, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. It's been quite the exciting week in small cap world. Let's have a look at the first one here, BYFC. We mentioned a couple days ago that CARV carve that popped up out of nowhere with no real significant reason. This is another one from that financial group. 200% today. We got above 450 here, which was the high from the pre-market, and it's been holding a couple of pullbacks into 450. That's been holding as support. So if you're above 450, obviously a decent long. Anything below that, kind of consolidating below 450, look for a move to the downside. But volume, worth noting here, volume on BYFC still at this point in the day very, very high. We'll shift over to the other crazy one. Yeah, U1K, we got up to 620 here, 640 even. That ended up being the level in the pre-market. Couldn't even get above 550 at the open before the spike back to the downside. Watch 440 here, which was yesterday afternoon's resistance point. We did hold that on the first test there. If we get below 440, start working on $4 even, might give you a bit of an idea for later on in the morning as well. We talked about this one as well, that Muron popping up to 1250 today, broke to the downside. We're consolidating right now on this one below $11. However, I caution you, look at the volume down here, already dying off on IMRN. So I do like this one to the downside, under $11, but going to need some participation to come back in on IMRN. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Brendan. That continued upside move is happening in Occidental, so we'll go with, I don't know, we'll throw the confetti up because I haven't hit that one yet.
Yeah.
I said we would take some profit off in front of 21. That's going to be a secondary breakout play for me, so I want to have some room to get some pullback action. Maybe in the, it was going to be 65, now probably looking at 70 to 75 area. If it gravitates towards 21, I'll take another leg out right in front of it, and I'm looking to add on a breakout trade at 21 even. So Oxy is my long side trade. I also just popped into American Airlines on the breakout to the downside. I simply told you guys that was a bottom break, 1650, getting taken out just a couple of seconds ago there. So now initiated a short. First time we're in the airlines today. We have been shorting Carnival Cruise. That's my top stock of the day. I checked that. No, that's wrong. BYFC is my number one. Carnival's number two. But AAL here, now involved in the short side trade. I think you can give this one maybe only to 1660 now that you're shorting the bottom. Should have probably had this one when it originally took out this level for the second time, 1675. That was a pre-market sort of support that got taken out at the open, but we had Carnival and we're paying attention to that.
Yeah, 1840. Yeah, Carnival coming back to the downside big time here right now. Okay, we got out of most of our trades already here, but we have BABA, Microsoft. We still have this little Microsoft long waiting for 198.50, but these futures, Microsoft is going to break this, so we could have got out. We should have got out there when it was in the 80s. Here it comes right rocking to the downside here, as the futures aren't really doing anything, but we do have to wait for this to break. 3120 is a key level here on the S&P, so it looks like that'll probably wind up breaking breaking. Our Alibaba trade, I mean, these stocks are putting me to sleep right now, but U1K also kind of putting me to sleep right now as well. That's just kind of bouncing around. Maybe we'll take a decent, maybe we'll average in to this short a little bit, but it's a little dangerous. So I think we'll wait on that. Hopefully that one can come through a bit. CCL, Square, I want to bring that to your attention. Brendan hasn't mentioned this one, I don't think yet today, but it is always on our radar. Square all-time highs again, up to 108.50 here. Where we're at now, the high of the day, 108.80. We do like to take things as they break through highs of day, and it looks like Square might do that. So I did want to go back over to PayPal because PayPal's not making that big move that Square is. So watch out for a 169, 10 or 15 break on PayPal if you do like the long on some of these names. PayPal could be one to look at. What's up, Brendan?
Another one to look at here, guys. A little oncology company, ZIOP, up 8% today. No news on this one either. Higher options activity we did see a couple of days ago on this, but back to 350, 360 here for ZIOP. Decent level on the daily time frame. Huge volume just came into the upside, about to take out that high 360, guys.
And maybe taking out the high any second now is going to be Facebook through 240. Bit of a seller on that level. Look, it's just an even dollar on a day like today, so you can expect to see some volume at that price. We're looking at a dip buy opportunity. It never even gave you that pullback, so showing a tremendous relative strength right now in Facebook. If it chops through 240, we're going to join that party to the upside on Facebook. We'll get that long only if it breaks, though. So short AAL, that one just came in here, guys. But now looking at Facebook for another long. Oxy still moving to the upside, but I want a long in Facebook if we break.
Yeah, U1K here will break. It looks like 5 soon. It just did try it there. Did it get going? Yeah, it went to 506, 507 there before coming back down. So let's wait to see. We didn't get out. We're using that 510 as our break spot. So we'll wait to see. It looks like this one will snap our neck here. U1K today. Flying around, but not doing much. Snapchat at 52-week highs as well right now, guys. Wow.
Yeah, and there goes Facebook through that 240 mark. You're immediately seeing, look, it goes up to those quarters. It goes up to those 50s. A couple of types of trades you can do here. You can have that little scalp where you take a little bit out. You can look for a dip to be adding. I'll see if we can't do a little bit of both. The first thing I usually get out in front of that 50, load back in front of a pullback, hold the rest of the trade to see how far we can go. The relative strength we're talking about this one has been absolutely wild, and I believe it was Kobe Gold. And if I'm incorrect about that, apologies, but you said have a look at Facebook. I tried to pick some up if it got back down below like 239, like 238.50. If it pulled back, it didn't do that. So the only trade was a breakout. Now in the money about 70 cents here. Let's see how far we can go. I don't have a firm upside target. The daily chart's going to show you why. 242 would be that level because that's a bit of a top last week. But if we continue to go upside here in a non-moving market and the market starts going, you don't want to sell yourself short on Facebook. 242 could get taken out. So I am looking for a pullback bounce. It hasn't happened yet. If it tests 240 and bounces off that, I will add to my position. That's why you take some profit off in the first place, so you have some room to continue to run to the upside. So 242 is a tentative level for me, but I almost want us to chop right through that.
Now this is where we really do need that magic ball, because if we knew that this market was going to tank, then some of these names are about to go. Like we're going to take some AMD here short. Look at this. It wants to go, man. AMD, big move off the open, then has faded itself back in. Let's see if AMD wants to go. We're going to take a short here, breaking through 75, hopefully as well. That one could come in sooner rather than later. We are hoping on that name. I'm also waiting on U1K as I just look to see what other stocks we have. Yeah, AMD, maybe a possible break. Baba. CCL breaking to the low side there. PayPal if we do get anything. Oh yeah, Roku fell, so we don't have to worry about getting long on Roku. But if it does break through, that's why I said, that's why it was risky taking it inside here when you have a choppy day like this right here at the top. So we need to get through all this garbage here. So if you can get through some of the chop, then we'll wait to see what does happen there on Roku. We sort of got chopped up on Softy here. You see what happens here on Microsoft. We take out the top. Again, choppy in here, right? Goes through the top, we go long, and then we get out. And now, I mean, we're flat on it, but it was not a good trade. That was just a small little out there. So right now we're small long Microsoft, but we're going to wait for another breakout upside, I guess, on Microsoft if it wants to go. What's up, Brandon?
Another one looking a little bit weak here, guys. We looked at this one, I believe it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, possibly. NTN up again today, 13%. Nice little move, but sitting here at $3. If we do get below $3, look at the volume still coming into this thing around this $3 area. Watch for a move down to 260 and then below that 220 for NTN. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. First of all, we do this every single day that the market is open. Hit subscribe and join us, won't you, on each and every day that the market is open. Hit like as well, guys.
Yeah, hit
and
the like,
one thing I like is shorting GNUS. Genius Brands, our good friend over there. They had the they had Arnold News, whatever you want to call it. Who cares? I'm shorting this one into 280. That should be relatively obvious. It's very similar to what we did yesterday. So basically taking it in front of 3, it slides down to the low a day. You get a bunch out. If it takes that out, which it didn't until the afternoon, you want to make sure you have some exposure to that if you can. So I'll probably take some more out in the 81, 82 range. Next leg to the downside. Our American Airlines breakout trade. I'm going to blame this one on the markets here. It's trying to fight continuously to the downside, but it's already come off about 40, 50 cents, and the market's not going anywhere. So yes, it's in the money. It does feel like it's going to be good. It's just a slow-moving churn to the downside, much like our AMC position has been. But a winner is a winner. So I'm going to sit in all shorts with the exceptions of Oxy and Facebook. We've already taken profit on both, but I can tell you Oxy could be headed towards first negative stock of the day for me. We just loaded back in. I said I'd buy a dip in front of VWAP, but it looks like it wants to crash right through. I do have a stop at 2060. If it gets taken out, it will be that first losing trade of the day for me. Position pending, of course, in U1K, but I'm not out of that short by a long stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, U1K there. I've got a big position on there, so let's hope that one can work for us. U1K, yeah, looking for that to drop out. Okay, we did get into, so we're long a little bit of Snapchat here, and we also took our AMD short. So let's see if that one wants to work out for us here. AMD short, BABA long, Snapchat a little bit long, and then we do have U1K short. So AMD, okay, let's talk about this one. New position alert. We'll probably hold this one back to 55 or so. Where could we go on the downside? You do get some bunches up here at 50, 60. That was in the pre-market, so that's going to be my first area. Maybe here 60, 65. We'll see if we can't take a 10-cent winner quick on AMD and then hold it and see if we get into the 57. What is this? This is like 60. So we'll put a bid here, 60s, low 60s, see if we can't get out of some of our AMD, but we are short that one right now. Basically, U1K is going to be a big position for us. Hopefully that can come through, but I'm going to take out some AMD low 60s here if we can get it.
Yeah, and holding up relatively well here is going to be our good friend Facebook. You are seeing the market try to come back, but it is still, looking at the NASDAQ, it is a relatively tight 15, 20 handle range. The ES is coming off here, trying to break down, just broke that 31 quarter mark. So you are seeing Facebook try to pull back. If it can hold 240, check that. If we can hold that price, I think we have a nice shot to run back to the upside. 39.60. 239.60. That'll be my stop point. If it bounces off there, that's another way that I can add. Brendan, what do you have for us?
Another one that's giving up on early gains here, guys. Penn National Gaming. Penn did kind of reject 34 there pretty hard at the open. We've been straight southbound ever since to 32.50 now for PE, and another one with higher relative volume today, guys.
Yeah, they opened up, I think it was 30 of their 40 casinos. I did read that this morning. So Penn National Gaming, good stock there. Anybody know Davey Day Trade here? They are in Penn as well. Took a stake in Barstool Sports. So we're going to wait to see here. Penn making a move today. I did see that, Brendan. So good call. Look at Penn though, guys. This stock was down to like $2. Yeah. Look at this back in March when everybody thought that the gaming world, I mean, this is going to be, I'm basically going to throw up at some point when I look at these charts because like $3.90 was the bottom in March. So that's a 10-bagger here. So, wow, big move up on Penn there today. Very similar to DKNG, although DraftKings not similar in the drop Come on, DraftKings, it's .NQ here. Look at DraftKings drop down to 17. Not a 10-bagger, but they go from 17 back here in April all the way up to 42. So DKNG, nice little move since its RTO down here, 18 to 41. So if you're in the gambling space, you know all about these stocks, guys. AMD, Snapchat now going for us a little bit, thankfully. We are long at 35. It's at 38 right now, 39. Snapchat, decent win rate here, guys.
Yeah, and if Oxy wants to give me a chance to bounce, and it's a good look there. I want to say it's Judith Lopez. Thank you very much. It's a good point. I was literally just talking to Kevin about the turn in oil futures, and that turned XLE as well at the same time. It doesn't matter which one you're looking at, but I had 7 positions on, and I had an opportunity right here to take profits in Oxy before that entire thing happened. But I stuck to the plan and bounced off VWAP like I kind of expected it had a shot to. But you got to take some profit out, which I'm going to do. Break even for me. So if it takes out 2060, fair enough. That's going to be okay. We've at least taken a couple legs out, so I'm not going to be down on Occidental. You have to be able to adjust on the fly, know what you should be tracking. And sort of speaking of XLE, and why I wanted to mention that is, we did a video on ETF. So if you're unfamiliar with what we're talking about, that's going to be the energy ETF. And watch that on our Market Wisdom channel. It's definitely a good one that everybody, whether you're trading ETFs or not, should be watching and knowing all about. AAL is moving to the downside with the market for us, guys. So that is one of the many positions I have on. I'm not taking anything out until it gets to about 16.30, 16 quarter. Then we'll get our first leg out to the downside here. But I'm waiting patiently for AAL to drop. Now it's starting to come in, guys.
Russell Jackson, yeah, we'll hammer it for you. How about that? Instead of a, what does he want, moonshots? There it is, we'll hammer it out there. And we'll pop a wheelie for you as well. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Jackson. He's hungry for some bacon there. So Russell Jackson, thank you so much. We'll show the shout out right here if I pop this out. There it is, Russell, thank you so much. That's probably like, I don't know, 100 Aussie dollars right now. So nicey, thank you so much for that one. Off our largest Super Chat day ever yesterday. So thank you to everybody for that. Yeah, shout out to Romania. There's a Valeria loving Romania now. So, okay, we're still in, guys, into Alibaba. We're waiting patiently to see if this one can break. I'm actually debating taking more shares here. If it does break, I will take more. If it does break through 224.40. So let's get some more shares if it does break that. We're still waiting for that bottom to break. But if the futures go, guys, then I do believe that we can get an Alibaba bump here. But again, why are the futures putting us to sleep? I don't know. AMD bouncing around here. We get out some for flat. We didn't get any out at the bottom here. I'm still hoping this can crash. Again, I don't want to be dug into too many of these big names as we go. U1K is really, that's the position that I'm having the most amount of risk on just because of the way it moves. So U1K right now, we're into that name and I like it. BABA, just by sheer dollar value, is going to be my largest position, but I don't think it's overly risky as it's pretty defined here. 223.50 is going to be the out, and if the futures keep crashing, we'll get out of that one soon. But right now, that's what it is. We do have Brendan again, so let's throw it over to Brendan.
I keep seeing this one popping up, guys, on volume alerts here. CryoLife, a little medical company. This thing absolutely fell apart yesterday. This is 22.20 up here. Ended the day at 17.5 on an offering. We're back to the upside today. It's already moved $1 and change there. 10% for CRY, guys.
Just having a quick look back at our Oxy, which we do have to pay attention to, but the other name I wanted to get you guys over to, because we haven't made another execution and we are going to be getting back into some GNUS if we get a chance. Just make sure you watch out for that 280 mark. You've got to be looking to take some profit off if it gets down there. That's what I am doing. 305 reversal to the long if it ever happens. I don't necessarily think it's going to. That's why I'm short. But just in case it does, that's where I like a reversal to the long side. U1, I've basically been sitting in this one at a 466 short for some time now. Every now and then when they get a nice little failure, I roll into a few more shares. But again, this is very similar to what I did earlier. Initial short, take some profit, adding back into this. If it can take out 450, firmly get through that price, then you might see me lighten the position and take some profit. But until that happens, we're going to stay in the net short. I see a sea of blue on a mixed day. And I know that means Brendan's at the big screen. It's time for our sector watch.
Yeah, definitely changing some of the trends we've seen over the week, at least. When it comes to the S&P 500, we'll have a look at what is leading today. 0.6% as of now for the S&P to the upside. I'm going to flip over to this side immediately because I want to talk about tech stocks. Tech stocks have been pretty muted all week long, but we're seeing a little bit of a bounce back today for the information technology group. So this group as a whole leading the market higher so far today. We talked about Micron, 4% now, MU to the upside. There's AMAT that as well, 3%. LRCX, MCHP. So the semiconductors as a group, very, very strong on the session, but overall the tech stocks leading. Western Digital there, I noticed 4.5% on huge volume as well for WDC, worth having a look. Healthcare stocks as well, also providing some strength. There are a few down here in negative territory, but if you concentrate on the equipment makers, doing very nicely. HOLX, 3.3%, CI, ABMD, and HSIC, all 2.5+% to the upside. Let's find some weakness today. Bank stocks have been strong throughout the week, but not so much today. You can see banks down here all pretty much in negative territory, led by KeyBank, CFG, PB, CT there, all 2+% to the downside today. So some of the stocks that were leading throughout the week kind of pulling back again, heading towards the weekend. So financials are weak. Industrials pretty strong on the day. Consumer discretionary stocks, some of the retailers showing some strength, but KMX, not so much, 4.6% to the downside. There's that Ulta Beauty we mentioned. Gap to the upside, 2.3%. ROST, Target, LKQ, to name a few. Energy stocks. I want to make sure we get to the energy group here. It's bouncing all over the place, but energy stocks definitely strong. Leading as far as an overall group to the upside right now with oil higher. We mentioned at the start, 3+% for oil on the day. MPC there amongst the leaders, 5.5% to the upside at this point. Overall, guys, 0.7% now for the S&P. Back over to you.
We did cash in some of our AMDs down here. We did give this one to you, so we will bang this one out, and we'll hit a bullseye actually for this, because I called that we'd be down in here in the 60s, which is where we were. I got out at some 55s there on a flush, so good little trade there. We have half of our position still left on AMD. Unfortunately, though, guys, it is time to, we'll do a sweat job here. We never really hit this one. What does this even look like? Yeah, we weren't sweating too much on Alibaba, but now we don't have to worry because there's that flush. So that would have actually been a great short, busting through 223.50 there. We laughed, but we didn't lose that much money on it. Thank God we had our AMD short as well. But most of the problem was, and there was no problem, these averages in right here, we didn't get out enough up here where we probably should have. I thought it was going to go. I actually wanted to go longer here as well, but look at it push to the downside now. So off of that break, 223.50, you know, you're in the money. I do not have the short, so I did not reverse that to the short side. But what is coming now finally for us, and again, we still have big boy position on here, so let's wait to see 450. If that can break, then you will see this frown turn upside down, and we'll give ourselves a little face slap there as we go, because right now, U1K, come on, buddy, slap this short side here. Spotify still going up as well. This was the biggest winner for me today by far. CCL was pretty good, but Spotify, the best winner for me. You can see this. If we take out 242.50, that would be another breakout spot. I still do think that is possible, so I'm going to put an order there as well. 242.50 on spot.
Yeah, and every now and then you get a perfect exit, and I keep hitting this one because it's the only option I have. It's going to be Street Fighter, even though I like Mortal Kombat better. BYFC, I guess if I cover the short and one of these that I'm hunting on, maybe a good place to go long if you're bullish, because nearly bottom wick, and it was an out in front of 420. So once again, 420 saves the day for me. Could have got absolutely destroyed if I hang on to this one. It's going parabolic now, 280% to the upside. We see this time and time again through these names. And what you're usually looking for is a break of the top. I think in this case, it was probably that range where I was shorting at 520. That would have been the better breakout instead of waiting for the high of day, guys. So either way, a fantastic one if you had it to the long side. I find myself now out of Facebook and Oxy, as those stopped out to the downside. Facebook, we took a win and a loss. Oxy, we took a win and a loss. So I can update the position board for you, and it's going to show all short. It's going to show AAL flat, 1648 short. It's right there at that price. Now, short AMC, that's been in the money all morning. I've been reloading in front of 6, taking profits out in front of the 80s. Genius Brands, we're going to be net short. 305 breaks, fine, we'll reverse long. U1K, it's flat for me. I'm looking for one more place to load in. It might be on a breakdown. It could be if it tests 510. It tried to get there, didn't quite get all the way. And WKHS, which I've neglected for you guys, that one is running in the money for me, but I'm adding to my position on a 5 even break, which looks like it's going to do again right now. So I want to be adding. We got the add, so I took this one here at 515. It just broke 5 even. I add to the position, not take off. I'll take some out in front of low a day and ride the train to the downside. Brennan, what do you got?
So many big movers today, guys. Another one here, DVAX on the NASDAQ, 15%. They announced this morning they're going to start a human trial for their COVID-19 vaccine with 150, which is a lot, 150 people. Most of these trials seem to be in the kind of 20 to 50 people range. So this one, a big one, guys.
Yeah, that's a good one. Some trials coming up for J&J and Moderna, I think, are 30,000 starting in July.
Yeah,
so
phase 3 is.
We'll look out
Those
for that.
Those are real trials.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. We'll wait to see on that, but DVAX, a good name for sure there. We are getting out of some of our AMD here as, the futures may be starting to break down a little bit here, which is nice for anybody holding any shorts. Our Snapchat up to 40. Nice little long here from 34. So we'll wait to see now 42s. We'll see. This is a 6 penny winner on Snapchat, which is pretty good for Snapchat. So we'll try to take some out here. My offer is actually at 43. So there we go. Let's hit us at 43 now. We'll see if we get some out there. No, it's not. Oh, it stops at 43, but we'll wait. Hopefully we'll get some 43s out on Snapchat soon. But we talked about the futures a little bit there. Hey, thank you, Enrique, there. We'll hit the pop a wheelie for you. There's some 43s. We'll pop a wheelie for that as well. But what has been apparently a little bit of a sleepy market there for us today, anyways, it seems like. Let's throw it over now to the big screen with Arun and catch his opinion here on the futures today. How's it going, Arun, buddy?
Yeah, like you guys said, today's been a quiet day. It is quad witching, which I will get to. There's a lot to get to about quad witching and how it relates to the futures, but I'm going to start off with the levels that I've been working up today. I've got 30.80 on the bottom end and 31.55 on the top end, which goes back a couple of days. There's not a whole lot to go on. It's been bidirectional, meaning it's got action on both sides. We are coming into a little bit of support here around the 31.20, 31.15 area. So if we catch a bid, I may take a shot at it down with a 30.80 stop. Yes, that's a big risk, but I will take it. That's okay. That is how I trade. So I'm perfectly okay with it as long as the setup is there. But in terms of movement, there's not a whole lot to do right now. Those are the two levels I'm working with. But back to quad witching, guys. Quad witching, to me, is one of the most exciting days as a futures trader and as an equities trader. I don't do a whole lot in equities, but today is one of those days I will step into the equity game to play that. Why? Well, there's a lot of index movement and index shares that need to be moved around. Keep in mind, this research paper has come from one of our external sources that does this for us. There's about $45 billion worth of index changes coming in at the end of the day today. Every single one of them will affect the futures market. That is the S&P 500, guys. So there's a ton of action coming in. It's a quiet day today or right now, but towards the end, the final hour, it'll start picking up. And right towards the final half hour, you'll really start to see it really getting going. And then final 10 minutes, you expect a storm coming. I'm getting ready for that. So I'm doing all my preparations that I need to do to get ready to see what kind of relations that we're going to have. I know Apple, just an example, guys, Apple's got about 10.9 million shares to sell at the end of the day today. I know that 3.8 was done this morning. So how much of it is going to translate towards the end of the day, we'll see. But that is something to keep an eye on because Apple is the second most heaviest weight in the index. So things like that, you do have to take into consideration. There's a lot of that happening today. So keep an eye on the levels. Yes. Be smart with them, take your risk. But towards the end of the day, if you're not used to trading quad witching days, stay away. That is just in terms of the volatility and in terms of risk parameters, stay away if you're not used to it. But if you want to take your shots, that's the time because that's when things really start picking up, volume starts going, volatility, everything, right? So just be smart about how you trade. This market may lull you into a sleep for now, but expect a storm coming towards the end of the day and just be prepared for it, right? And we also have Jerome Powell doing some sort of virtual discussion about COVID-19 hiring workers or something like that. I don't know how much that's gonna affect the market, but he's talking. He may say something inadvertently. That's happening at 1 p.m., I believe. That may come out and move the market as well. Just be smart about what's happening today. Just be aware that there's a lot happening towards the end of the day and just be prepared for it. That's it, guys. And back to you guys.
I'm going to hit the fireworks for that, Arun. I think that was probably the best update there that we've had from you. So thank you, Arun, there. A lot of information. I know we hit on quad witching, but very important to note some of those key times that Arun mentioned there. Look out for 330, look out for 340, 350, and then the very last second when a lot of those trades are happening, you do not, guys, I can't say this enough. And again, thank you so much. Great little call there from Arun. I mean, Neil, I know you're going to say the same thing, but don't be in position near the end of the day if you're not ready for something to happen. Yep. I mean, that's the big thing. Don't put on any maximum risk on or anything. Like you said, 8 million or billion or whatever it was left there to sell on Apple. So we're going to wait to see. I'm going to wait to take Apple short here as the market looks to fade out through. I called 3120 was a key level. So it looks like we're going to try to bounce there. We now are short Apple, guys, into this move. We're short right here, 333. Sorry. Whatever this price is right now, 353, 38 on Apple. So look at that, nicely moving around here. We take a short on Apple, guys.
Yeah, and just looking at Carnival Cruise Lines as well. We're going to get back to this one and another name we're going to get to, you guys, but 19 even remains a key level. It's holding 1, 2, 3 times this price. This was the breakdown in the morning, so I think we have to watch that for a nice little breakout type scalp trade. But if it does hold it, get action down below 1880, we're probably going to be looking to jump into short in Carnival Cruise Lines again. Before we get to Money Talks, I want to very quickly go to Alpha Pro Tech. That one, after absolutely getting destroyed down $2 off the open, it has come roaring all the way back. If it can hold the top, I'm going to see if we can't get a short in front of the high of day. But watch out for a 1680 break on this one. They make those masks. And of course, in California, mandating that you have to wear the mask. This could happen all over the place. And that would be good for them, obviously. So they're back in positive territory. But it is now time for Money Talks. Let's go to Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up in FX land so far. We had a little bit of US dollar weakness come back into play today. Some economic numbers obviously to the downside. So we're seeing strength across the board if you're comparing pretty much anything else to it. We had that number from Canada this morning, retail sales number from Canada. That was a huge miss to the downside, but still seeing that Canadian dollar to the upside, 0.25%, 73.6 for the CAD. The euro's lower today, 0.2%. 111 and change there for the euro, back below 112. I want to mention these two, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, kind of the volatility play back to the upside so far. The pound over there, we did break further to the downside earlier in the week. We were talking about 125, a significant level on the pound. We did break obviously further to the downside, 123.5 here, down about 0.5%. Cryptos are higher on the day, guys, but again, throughout the week, we haven't really seen a lot of activity on cryptocurrencies. You can see Bitcoin back below 9,400 in positive territory, though. Ethereum here 230, up 0.5%. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much there, Brendan. I'm still monitoring this U1K, guys. We got those reloads that are sort of in the 60s and then the 70s and on one time here in the 80s. But like we keep mentioning, 450 is that level that has to go. I've been looking for a place to jam some more shares, to be honest with you. I wanted it to be up here. It did have this one little test of the top, but that was 510. I wanted it to try to fail break through. What wicked me out yesterday, I was looking for as an entry. It never actually broke 10, which is good for the short. Just didn't give me that secondary entry at what would have been a perfect price. 450 might have to be that place. But I'm also now watching Alpha Pro Tech. I also want to put up the position board for you because it's been a while and I have a few on right now. So let's see what we're working with here. American Airlines, we're still short that one, low of day. 1648 on a break, not really going anywhere. The future is also running sideways. AMC's been in the money all along, 596 short. We're going to hang on to that. Genius Brands as well. We're short. That's deep in the money. U1 is in the money now, but it is bouncing off 450 each time, and I'm not taking that 10, 15 cent profit. WKHS, that one is in the money at a 507. I added to that one on the way down instead of taking it off, and I'm right now looking squarely at Carnival Cruise Lines. We mentioned that one a couple of minutes ago. 19 even was a breakdown area for us in the morning. Great short, great reload, but now it's holding that price 1, 2, now 3 times. Breakout at 19 for me. That will be a bullish name. I'll try to get to the long side there. We're looking at Facebook as well. It might be a re-entry point. If the futures want to test the top, I like that one.
We've been averaging into, you said you liked Apple's long?
No, I was saying I like Facebook and futures.
Yeah, I love Facebook too. That was a great break. Thank you to, I think it was one of our viewers that brought that to our
Kobe Gold.
Yeah, Kobe Gold, right, exactly. Okay, guys, downside here on Apple. We did have to average in. We took that breakout to the downside. But yeah, you want the hula dance. You know what, you just get the dance anyways here. If this is what you're talking about, we'll throw it to you. You've been great today. I don't actually, where did my dance go? I don't know, maybe Brendan knows where it is. There he is. Where's Brendan? There he is. Okay, we will find out where that dancing guy is. I don't know if it's getting taken off my board. Maybe you can hit Neil's dance there.
I got it.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys. I have no idea where my dancing hula hoop is, but there it goes. Let's see if Apple doesn't come down even more to the downside, guys, here. We are short Apple, we're short AMD.
I got
you got it. There it is. There's Neil. He's dancing there. So you guys want that. Thank you so much, Mr. Russell Jackson. Let's put our, just quickly before you go to Brendan, just
Sean,
update my
break
position.
450 U1K. You might
Oh, good.
yeah.
Let's go to U1K here quickly, guys. Let's take this off the board. We are short there. I did not. I'm waiting at 35, so maybe we can get hit there.
Yeah, I just took some up. I had an order to trigger short more at 450. You couldn't even get it. That's why you got to be in the short in the first place, guys. If it pulls back in, I might add to the position. I do still want to get more shares. You can see I'm actually sitting on the offer. But let's go downside here, I've been waiting patiently for the secondary rollover. I've only ever taken off in front of 440. Next stop down, you know what number it is. It's 420. Brendan, what do you got?
Interesting spot here for Tesla, guys. A name we haven't looked at that much so far this morning. Tesla back at 1,005. So we had yet another gap into above the 1,000 level, but coming back in to this 1,005 spot, which you can see from yesterday was a bit of a pivot both on the support and resistance side. So looking like it might want to hold 1,005 again for Tesla, guys.
We did have a question about what was I long or short Snap. We were long in Snapchat. We have a stock logo for Snapchat, I think. We got to fix my board. It's really messed up. Here we go. Snapchat, snap your fingers, and we'll see what happens now. But Snapchat's been pretty easy. We've been cashing out here at the high 40s. But look at the futures, though, guys. Futures failing hard now, right? So we got to get out of some of our Snapchat. So that's what we're doing for a quick win. We are long at 35. We're basically out of that right now, holding 10% of that position. Our U1K is going to look a little silly, but there's that out at 35. We waited for that. That was that bottom tick before. We had been there before and missed it. So now we take it out at 35. We're still short here at 50. It doesn't seem like a big win, but we do have shares on. So we're really happy with that one. Hopefully that can continue to go to the downside. Our Apple's coming back. We're short at 64 now. We did get filled up there at 78. So that wasn't a horrible out. So we do lose 14 pennies on that position. But look at the futures coming down here. Hopefully Apple can finally follow suit and get back down to where it needs to be down here. So for us, U1K looking for a $4 break. What's up, Mr. Wiggins?
I'll do my best not to be confusing here, guys. We just talked about Tesla. This is now TLSA, a little virus-related name. Big volume spike just coming in here on TLSA. Just lifted that back above $7 even there, but 30% already. Going to look into, I think it's Tizania Life Sciences, guys.
Don't punch into the wrong stock on that one is all I got to say. I've done that. Well, I almost
Hopefully
did that
you'll be able
once.
to notice.
But you should, you should be able to notice.
A little bit of price
obviously, it should happen.
there.
But we had an idea, of course, on WKHS, and it's only been to the short side. And instead of taking it off when we had a nice win, we actually added to our position on the way down. It's now retesting those lows with the market coming back in. I will take some off in front of the actual open low of the day, 495. It is a 507 short that we have on right now in WKHS, but I want to be hanging on to this one if we can, see how deep this move can go to the downside. I am going to take some U1K off in front of 440, then 420, and same thing, looking for 4 even, but basically holding net shorts in that one has been the play for me. Shorting pops when you can has also been part of the repertoire. I just feel like you got to stay involved there. American Airlines, however, I don't want to say it's strong, but man, is it ever holding the bottom here. So it takes a break of 1650. Now holding a consolidation range, and I'll zoom out so you can kind of see. 1635 bottom, 1655 top, 20-cent range now for the last half an hour. I'm basically not in the middle, but near the high end of it. No reason to get out. I have a stop up at 60, so we're going to hang on to that trade for the time being. But I have to note the relative strength that I am seeing there. Still not getting that break in Carnival Cruise up. That's because the futures are holding low. So if the market ticks up, I think we'll get that breakout to the long side. But I'm only net short for the time being as long as we stay at these lows, guys.
I just want to give a brief recap here of Apple. And yeah, it's just going upside. We did take some off there a little bit. So we still have some Apple on, decent position, like half of our position upside right now. So Apple pushing against us. Not much we can do when this does happen. We're going to get out at the 50 level, which is right here. This kind of a break. We do like getting out at 50s. And whatever. We tried to take Apple through the low of the day. It does break and give us about 20 pennies, but that was in the same minute. So it looks like now wants to take off these futures. What a surprise, guys. I know Arun is our futures guy, but I mentioned this 31.20 over and over again the last couple days. It bounces off there this morning. It bounces off there once again right now. So that was a nice little key level. Needless to say on that one, U1K still looking for downside action on that, and it looks like we will be out of our Apple very, very soon, guys. Brendan, I think, what's up? Oh, European update with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is mostly in the positive territory today. Russia is leading up 1.42%. Britain is up 1.09%. Germany is up 0.64%. France is up 0.67%. And Spain is up 0.37%. Well guys, Wirecard fell another 43% in Friday's early morning trade. The Bank of England added another 100 billion pounds to its easing program. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
I'm back into BYFC. I haven't taken a long trade in this one yet. It's been only the short. We thankfully got out literally at the bottom before it ran parabolic, but we grabbed a 650 break. I was just mentioning in the chat that I'm going back into it. Consolidation at 7, failed break several times. This is why I hunt the shorts. And again, immediately out for a 30-cent win. Down to VWAP is going to give you nearly a dollar type trade. I will load back into it in front of this 660, 670. So initial entry in the 40s. I'll only reload at a better price, not a worse one. Otherwise, I'm looking for that dollar winner on BYFC. It never gave me that big of a move the first time, as much as it was a winning trade. It's going to be a battle, U1K or BYFC, the top stock of the day. This will be the determination right here, whether we get this move back into VWAP. If we do, thank you very much for BYFC. You're up 260%, and I've only gone short.
That's I guess a little bit facetious there.
Facetious? Yes.
Okay. As we go, guys, we're going to try to go to the upside here on Apple. Looks like we did get blown out there on that one. Small hit. Thank God we were able to identify some of this. Not small, but not as big as it could have been if we didn't get out down here. Looks like it's going to break out now. We'll try the long if it breaks above 60, 65 here or so. So that'll be our long in Apple. Right now we're holding a little bit more short. Our average price now 43. We took some shorts right here, possibly on that. I still think we could break 31.20. So if we do that, then I'm pretty sure Apple can retrace back into this area. So I'm just waiting for 60 to break. If it does break, then we'll get out and reverse a little bit long. Apple's just sort of been throwing us around a bit here. But U1K now down to its days low.
I hate that one.
So there it is. Yeah, that looks like Deshaun Watson to me. But
it does look like Deshaun Watson, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't look like Deshaun Watson,
no,
but that
does, I think. Here we go, Apple. We just took it out. Let's go to the upside now on Apple and see if these futures want to do something. Apple has been a nightmare there. I don't blame Arun, but he did talk about it, and I believed in the short on this name. So we did go short on Apple. There is a big sell coming at the end of the day. Not that that matters now. That's 3 hours, 4 hours away, really, until that starts happening at about 3 o'clock. So we'll wait to see now if it can take off this high here. Then we'll go to 355, maybe even take back here if these futures do want to run.
Sean, I want to jump in here because the futures bouncing a little bit, and a siesta, Mike, don't take a siesta. Been mentioning CCL through 19. That's my breakout long. I'm only short. I want this one to the long side when 19 breaks. I can be, if you want to take this one right now, fair enough. Maybe 1875 is a bit of a stop you can take for a tighter stop. Maybe 1860 if you want to give it more room. I'm waiting for the breakout. It's resisted this 1, 2, 3, 4 times at 19, so it probably will try to bust through. And if it fails, I don't want to be caught. So only taking it on the break trade, but great trade there in U1K. Got some out when it broke that 1440. Now looking at 1420, took some out in front of that. Still hanging on short side, and BYFC in the money 50 pennies, but we are excited when these come around. We have another one of our guest traders of the day. Let's go to Brendan. He's going to introduce.
Yeah,
It is that time again, guys. About 11 o'clock here. We're going to have a guest trader segment coming up here in just a second. If you want to participate, and please do, in our guest trader of the day segment, just send an email to marketing@tradertv.live. Before we get to that, can we jump into my screen here, guys, real quick? I'll throw you on the spot. I just want to mention this one, MNTA up 6%. Was just checking on the news there, but 6% on MNTA. Monster volume, another one to look at so far. If you need any more symbols today, it seems like there's never-ending symbols to look at today. But let's get back to more important things here. Jaquan Neal joining us for the first time on the show. And I'm going to spoil the surprise for everyone. Jaquan, tell everyone where you are joining us from today.
Hey, how you doing? I'm joining you from Incirlik, Turkey.
Yes, all the way from Turkey. And we heard that there was a bit of a storm in Turkey today?
Yeah, just earlier. It rolled through out of nowhere, and I was a little unprepared for it. So I'll let you guys know I might not have been able to make it. But if I cut out, just know it's the storm's fault.
And thunderstorms or mostly wind-based?
Everything. We had wind, hail, everything. It was, it's otherworldly here.
Fantastic. Well, Jaquan, great to have you with us today. Let's jump back into the markets. We'll bring in Neil and Sean.
Hey, Daquan, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, stay safe, and if you do cut out, hopefully let us know how things are going there. I want to immediately jump in. The market is moving quite a bit. We've mentioned, of course, that it's a quadruple witching. There's a lot of action. So when it comes to trading, just for all the viewers out there, sort of where are you at in your journey? What level of experience do you have? What types of stocks are you looking at, if any? Where are you at in your journey? We have had experienced traders. We've had people that have just started out. Always good to see everything on that spectrum, but let the viewers know a little bit about yourself.
So my portfolio is about less than a month old currently, and I've been working on it the last couple of days, slowly adding a little bit more. I've been looking at a lot of penny stocks to try and get big money. I know it's not an ideal way, but I figured since I might as well make these mistakes while I'm new with small amounts of cash. So I'll watch your videos, your educational videos. I'll do the research, do some of my homework. For instance, I'm looking at NBRV right now. I went for big money, and so far it's paid off this morning. And I'm looking to go back into it sometime soon as kind of reset, just to follow some of the things you guys have been preaching on your educational videos, such as following volatility, doing your homework, doing the research, et cetera, et cetera. So far it's led me to a bit of success, and I think I'm comfortable adding a little bit more to this portfolio to start chasing even bigger money. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, certainly. One thing, just NBRV, I haven't touched it today, and I know if anybody was looking at this one at least a few weeks ago, well, actually go all the way back into May, so we'll go back a month ago. It did have a really, really interesting break at 65 cents. I've been off of it, not looking at it since the massive pullback, but look, it's actually grinding to the upside. I think that is a lot of people sort of chasing that dream. One thing to do, and it just is a bit of a cautionary tale, when you watch some of these penny stocks move to the upside, just watch out for massive resistance in front of $1 and these heavy pullbacks that you do see there. So, sometimes you will see this, and if we can't close above some of this support, you could run into trouble, and then the next week it'll come back in rather heavily. So, as long as you have outs, you have a plan of action, you stick to that plan, I think you can be absolutely fine. It's process that matters more. My mentor when trading used to always say, just make quality decisions and the money comes later. You don't even worry about it. Like, you ever watch a poker play? I don't know if you play poker, Daquan, but when you hear poker players or pros that talk about it, talk about hands, they talk about strategy, they'll talk about the decisions that they made, not the money they made, because it's all about good decision making. So that would be my advice to you there. I'm glad you're starting out here, and I'm glad that you found us. But I want to quickly go right back to our BYFC. The market is still moving, guys. I wanted a dollar winner on it. I did take this nice little pullback move that we had at 640. I wanted to go down to VWAP. It hasn't done that yet, but now it's resisting at the same price that we're looking for the breakdown at 650 again. I said I would only get in at a better price, not worse, but if it rolls over here, it's too tempting for me not to take a little piece around 650. Still looking to see if it can't get to VWAP, guys. I like this one to the south side, but BYFC has been strong despite the fact that I've been shorting it.
Yeah, I mean, some of these stocks have been nuts today, including U1. You mentioned Daquan. Hey, what's up? How's things going? Why don't we tell the story? You're in Istanbul, or whereabouts in Turkey right now are you?
I'm in Incirlik. It's about 20 minutes outside of Adana.
Okay, and what is the story with that? You're not a Turkish citizen, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm active duty military.
Great. Well, hey, that's what we want to do. We'll floss that off. Another member of the military on the show. Keep up the good work, and thank you so much once again for all that you do for everybody. Although we're in Canada, still, obviously, brothers when it comes to that. So thank you so much for that as well. But look at U1K. Is this the name, Daquan, that you traded at all in the last couple of days? There is U1, there is U1K. I mean, if you're talking about wanting to sort of get rich and trade some of these penny stocks there like all of us do, I guess. This was only 75 cents. Look at this run up to $8, back down. We close on that day at $2.69 after an $8 run. Yesterday we make another move up to $6.50 again, and now we're short this name here right now. I'm short $4.50. I believe Neil's short as well. Have you participated in any of this Urban One trade in the last week or so?
I can't say that I did. No, I did not. I missed that.
You missed that one, yeah. Well, these are just, I don't know, to the moon stocks anyways. I like trading them, but I don't like putting on too much risk unless there's some kind of news. And really, there hasn't been much on this one. So we're going to leave U1K to go here. I like what you talked about, Daquan, there when you mentioned trading stocks, doing some research, looking to see where the volatility is. And that leads me to one of my favorite stocks over the last couple of days. Yesterday, and we'll talk about this for our traders. Yesterday, we had the Kim Kardashian news. You see the run up and the volume spike from here early in, or late, I guess, in the day on Wednesday. Then you have the big move up yesterday. We hammered it on the break there, 207, 208, all the way up. We close around 220, 250. And then today, again, we hammer this trade again as Spotify once again wants to make a move up. This wasn't, I mean, this trade always could be bigger and better, but right off the open here, 236, our best out, 239 and change. It's touched 242 today. But is that something that you've added into sort of your toolbox? I know you did mention that, and it's been going well, but are there any websites? What do you use? I know we have our watch list and we have the show at 9 o'clock, but is there anything sort of outside of Trader TV that you're using to sort of research stocks the night before, or any sort of techniques or routines that you have that you care to share with our viewers, Daquan?
Currently, I'm trying a whole load of things. So far, Google's your friend, as well as YouTube. You've got things like CNBC, I believe. You've got.
No, we never heard of that station. I'm not sure what that last one is. We've heard of Google, but not that other station. No, we're just playing around. CNBC is a good one, yeah. Trader TV is a good one. What is the best one that you use? When you're talking about Google, do you just type in the name, or is there a website that you get led to from there? Do you use Google Finance, anything like that?
So honestly, I keep it simple. I'll type in, what are some good stocks? And then I'll do my homework from there. I'll look and see what they recommend, and then I'll start applying the basics, doing your homework, doing research, seeing if they have enough money to cover their losses, et cetera, et cetera.
Nice. Good.
I like what I see. I add it to the watch list, and then I watch it for a day or two before I actually decide to make a move, because you never know.
Good. Neil's a big watch list.
You know what I love about that? I love the fact that you put in a watch list. You wait to make your move. I think, look, sometimes I actually literally just tweeted this one out. You can be wrong directionally on something, but if you have a good enough plan of action, your levels are good, and your timing is good, you can always make money doing something like that. So I love that you have a good process working there for you, Daquan. Obviously, you see us, Sean and I are trading rather heavily, hundreds of executions, 7, 8, 9, 10 stocks at a time. Also heavily trading, of course, in the morning and mostly doing our action then. Do you find you have any patterns with regards to time of day, when you think you make the best executions, when you try to avoid the markets? Are there any things that you try to stay away from, like lunchtime trading? I know we talk about that heavily. I'm always curious what novice traders or starting out traders usually do. Are they looking all day long? Are they only looking at the open? What's your process there?
So I know that I made a number of my mistakes earlier in the morning around opening, when everything's green and I'm just sell, and then I wound up losing out on a lot of money when those stocks decided to go back up. Some of these platforms only allow you to do a certain number of trades per week, and so if you do over that certain number, it'll kind of like tag you as a day trader. And I don't have that much cash in this portfolio, so I wanted to kind of become more proficient and stay constant. So just having that limited number of trades per week helps me to do that. It helps me to stay focused and to monitor, or rather watch my options more closely, just in case, because like you said, it can go either way. So if I see something that's been peaked, or rather my interest has been peaked, I have to watch it, because if I don't, and I just hurry up and invest, and maybe if I buy and it goes down, or if I sell, it goes up, I lose out on money.
Yeah, and one of the things I know for a lot of you that are under that PDT rule, it's something that you have to watch out for if that's your account status. And I know heavily we will talk about day trading here. It doesn't mean that there aren't applications that you can use for your swing trading, especially if you're tuning in. And I know I keep saying this, it's really important. If you hit that subscribe, you're going to make sure you get notified in the mornings every single day, so you can come on here and maybe remember to watch from 9 o'clock. Because one of the things that we'll talk about are key levels that we're watching, and a lot of times those will apply throughout the week. You know, Peloton this week at 47, 2 days in a row gave you that price. Nice move up to 50 on options expiration here this week. So it's the kind of thing that you can blend. Process also works over all time frames. Key levels, some of those technical things are going to blend into those higher time frames. So make sure you're tuning into that. I love the fact that you have that process. But I do also want to get back to the winning markets here. BYFC roll over, and I didn't get any, but we're still in the money on that one.
Yeah, I'm getting out of some U1K here. I just tweeted it out. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time here, follow me on Twitter. We just tweeted out the U1K here. I guess I can, let me unpin this. 200, oh, let me ask you right now, Daquan. I don't know if you're following me on Twitter. If you're not, please do. No, just kidding, whatever you want. Would you be a bull or a bear from these levels? This poll is closed. Thank you, guys. 250 votes. Great participation. We'll put up another poll soon. But would you be a bull or a bear at current levels here, Daquan?
A bull.
A bull. Okay, well, there you go. So you are at the top there with the majority of the market. I'm going to be a bear, but again, it's only temporarily. It's going to be for a couple weeks, because I do really think that on blowout of a new vaccine, that's going to be a big headline, obviously, as we go. It could be a sell the news type of thing, but I just want to talk about this. I just tweeted this out, and I think Neil will agree with me. We're sleepy here on U1K. We're short 450. We're waiting for this level to break down here, 420, and then we'll go to more south side there. I did also, if you guys are interested in looking, I did tweet out a little behind the scenes here. Not tweet out, sorry, this is Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at TraderTV. Sean, I hope we'll get Kevin O'Leary back. I think he's scheduled to come back soon. A lot of this COVID stuff has bothered us a little bit with some of our guests, but $4.30, we did rinse out of some of our U1 there, still holding more than half of our initial position. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, another crazy mover here, LMFA. Guys, we were talking about this one earlier in the week this morning, as well as we took out the high. So new highs once again, Daquan, on LMFA. It's been quite the week for these little teeny tiny stocks on huge monster volume, guys.
I just want to say that back down to through 6 even is BYFC, so that one again is 50 cents in the money. For U1K, everything that I took here on the reloads at 70, 74, and at 90, all of those are now out in front of that 420. It only went down to about 433. I now have my re-entry short on the 450 break, so it's a second position I have on, technically speaking. We had one in the morning. We got that one out at 440. We then reloaded when it tested VWAP. We've gotten all that out. Now I'm short again in front of 450, so it's kind of one of those 2 for 2. I've been net short the entire time, so you could call it one position, but it's technically 3 entry points there. Bouncing to the upside's American Airlines, guys, and I only have Carnival Cruise. I should have reversed on American. It is with Oxy going to be a negative stock for me on the day, but we did take the breakout on CCL. There's a decent chance that maybe the bottom pick might be better in the airlines, but I like the relative strength that CCL was showing, so that's why we took the break on 19 even. It's working in the money for us. I've taken nothing off yet. I'll wait till the teens to do that. I'm looking to reload at VWAP and then see how far we can go to the upside there. And we ask a lot of sort of standard questions all the time here, Daquan, to some of our viewers. One of those is, I don't know how active you are on the chat, but one thing that I love about the community that we're sort of building here is the fact that I see a lot of encouragement. People are talking about levels. One thing usually people will caution you is don't just take any trade that someone mentions out there. But do you find that you get some learning from what other people are watching on the chat, what they're talking about? Do you see the value in that? Just sort of helping to get people that might be a little bit sheepish to jump in and contribute why maybe they should.
I actually find more volume in their questions, especially when I have no idea what they're talking about, which comes rather often. So that gives me something to look into later on in the day after the show goes off. or after you guys are finished with your education episode.
Yeah, you know what? And speaking of those, like, obviously, guys, if you want to be watching those education episodes, do so. And there are no bad questions. I mean, it's hard for us sometimes, I know, to answer everything that's on the chat, but there's no such thing as a dumb question. Everybody is at a different stage. We'll answer as many as we can. Kevin's on there as well, one of our senior traders. We can get questions to Arun about the futures if you even wanted to, guys. But the market does not sleep at all. And look, I'm looking at 1540 on BYFC. That's all I want. I should have had the reload at 640. I could have had another 50-cent win again.
We got Apple here, huge. Yeah, good call there. The market is falling, so I just did want to give that to you guys. As soon as we broke 31.20 there, look at this Apple short. We do get blown out off the top, like as if this can't happen. Like we could have turned our day around like madman there if that just would have happened right here. But of course, we wait a little bit, and then we come to the downside. Yeah, MFS trading there. Throw a shrimp on the Barbie. Okay. We will throw lots of shrimp on the Barbie this weekend. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. And Brendan, I know that you are not one, but apparently you were mentioning something about Dada stock the other day. So there it is again for you, Brendan. Thanks to that, and thank you to everybody who is a father out there. I would love to have shrimp on the Barbie. We're going to go up to see the in-laws this weekend. That should be fun. Hopefully there's some barbecuing happening there. And if not, we'll be having it when we get home there Sunday night. So that should be a fun one. Apple does come down. We are short right now. We can call it up. Let's call up our position board right now here just to give you guys a quick little update on what we do have. This is the monster short, so thank God we do that once we fall down some money here. Apple short 354.37. That was just $2, $1.50 in the money. We'll wait to see as the future's coming back a little bit. Good time to maybe reload that short. Our Snapchat is still 3 cents in the money. I'm going to get into that right now once I turn around. And U1K, we did cash out. It's a big positive stock, but we still have that short. I'm going to wait to see what it does here, breaking back downside. Let's see if we do get that $4 mark that we're all waiting for here on U1K, but that's the positions so far. Just 3, pretty light right now. We are waiting for the closing today. It is quad witching, guys.
Yeah, I'm actually reloading when I get these good chances here on U1K. Next stop will be the 465 range. Brendan, sharp move in the market's down. What do you got for us, buddy?
I'm just looking into this AAL, guys. Big spike there. Looks like they're exploring the possibility of issuing junk bonds, so raising more debt, obviously, for AAL. But up on that news, guys.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Raise more debt. Yeah, okay.
A bit of a bounce here again in that BYFC. So look at the range we're putting in, 580 and now to that 650. This is our original entry point, guys. So I haven't added to our position. I said I would only do so at a better price. That hasn't presented itself yet. 640 breakdown short. We already took a 30-cent win. We are looking for $1 down at VWAP. But the next level breakdown would be that 580. If it breaks that, I will add to the position. I am now looking to slide my stop a little bit. I'm not going to give it to the high of the day. I'm going to have to think about a re-entry point around 640 or 650 instead of 680. So still all over BYFC, not going to the long side unless it's literally breaking 725 at the high of the day. If it does that, fair enough. I will capitulate and go long for the first time today on BYFC, but I'm still maintaining the short trade for me as long as it continues to work. So BYFC short side, I'm still looking for that re-entry on U1K. It never gave me those 65s just now.
And guys, you want to talk about a sick reload here. We are not going to get caught with our pants down this time, hopefully, on Apple. Nice little reload up there, and then a cash. So look at this. Reloaded at O's, reloaded at 15s there, and out at 81 or 82, something like that. We're going to wait to get out some more 70s, and hopefully the market will abide and come down. What's up, Brendan?
It was funny, Neil, I think you were mentioning this Fitbit earlier on. Somebody from Australia. There was an regulatory issue with the Google deal for Fitbit in Australia. Apparently, there are rumors floating around that the DOJ in the US is nearing a point where they might give the thumbs up to this deal going through. Remember, this is going back to last year. $735 was the price for the Google Fitbit deal, but up on that news today on Decent Volume, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like literally nobody thinks it's going to get wide approval. The issue, of course, there is going to be that Google already has a ridiculous amount of advantage. Fitbit would give them even more data, obviously, so that would be difficult for people to compete when it comes to advertising, which is already sort of the case. And that's why, like, Australia usually, regulatory-wise, nothing against Australia, regulatory-wise, it's not likely that they're going to tip the scales for any kind of a deal action. But in this case, there are several countries which are looking into this, and it might not get the approval. That's why it would trade at a 20% discount plus. So you have to watch the news on that one. I'm not trading it until I see some firm news come in there, and maybe there's a buy opportunity. But you are seeing that nice little spike. watch out for this little consolidation at 630, 635. Maybe that's going to be a good place for you to bump into a long trade. But I reloaded in BYFC. I told you I might not get a better price, so I'd have to accept the worst one. Sometimes you got to get a little bit more aggressive if you want to get this entry. I will get some out in front of that 580 mark. I will add to it on a 580 break, and I still want $1 on this trade. But BYFC only shorts for me. Let's see if we can't get another banger, guys.
Yeah, we're trying to get a banger right here with Apple as well to the downside. So right here, nice little 60-cent win as we speak. So we'll wait to see here. Bouncing around, man. I'm going to give this back up to where we're flat up here, 354.36 or so on the downside for Apple. As you see the market coming back up. So, we're just getting out slowly here. We turned into a little bit of scalp mode time here as we go. So thank you for all the love and all the support on the show as per usual. So we know Daquan is a bull here. So, one thing we didn't want to talk about quickly, Nicola, have you looked into this name yet? NKLA here, Daquan. This has been obviously no product, no worry. 24 billion market cap. Recent IPO, of course, was all tied up with VTIQ. Comes out at 34.36 2 weeks ago. Bumps all the way. Some crazy guy busted it all the way up here to 97.50. Now we come back down. Nicola, are you into the electric car space at all? Daquan, have any opinions on where we're going from here? Do you think these valuations are a little bit too high for some of these names, including Tesla?
You know what? Tesla has been at the forefront of the electric car market for a long time now. Really, I think that's where the boom kind of started, because they showed that they had not just the money, but the know-how and the power to push it so far forward. As far as Nicola, a lot of companies are jumping on this bandwagon, and it seems that there aren't enough chargers, to go around for everyone. There's still technology is still in the very early stages. I don't see it happening anything fast anytime soon. I do see the introduction of a lot of models. For instance, Ford's got the Mustang Mach-E. They're about to drop one. Chevy's about to drop another one. Fiat's about to drop another one. And then you've got the hybrid technology and all the Dodges, et cetera, and so forth. So this stuff's coming out very fast. These plug-in hybrids are coming out very fast. Resources are being used up. Eventually, there's going to be a stop. There's going to be a hold, and we're going to go back to ICE engines. Internal combustion engines, and then who knows how it'll recover? But I think Tesla will be okay.
Daquan, I did a car crash there. Yeah, very informative. Wow, okay.
Car crash.
And we didn't even rehearse that.
Great.
So fireworks there for Daquan. Good job there, buddy. I hear some cheers in the background. That's our audience. Good little look there. I agree with you. I think we're still in the early stages. But remember, Tesla was very overvalued apparently at $200. And now we'll look again where it is now. Let me guess. It's a little bit north of 200, right? Yes, there it is, $1,000. So I don't know. Look, the market always has those crazy thoughts. And talk about a crazy thought. We're still in U1 as it's now trying to break again. I just got a message again on Twitter here, and I want to thank Joe for this, and I'm going to put it here. I did respond to him. Joe, right now, thank you for that. He says it's not going to break 420, and I said, you know what? He says a lot of day traders playing 10 cent, 50 cent, and dollar scalps, so I agree, and I said, you know what, man? Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I'm going to hold it and possibly start going, and I know Neil's already sort of in this mode here, scalp mode, but I did want to thank Joe there. Follow me on Twitter, guys. You have any sort of comments, suggestions like that, I'll try to get to it. But thank you so much, Joe, for that one. And we'd love to shout out our viewers. And Neil's already mentioned it before that we're building a community here, and that's what's really important. And I wanted to thank Daquan and all of our other guests for coming on. And there it is. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, guys. We're on our march to 50,000. I mean, we just started this thing a couple months ago, and already 50,000 subscribers. We're really happy to that. We are free. We keep going on. We did want to thank everybody for the super chats. That's very, very well taken from us. Thanks,
Now, speaking of 50,000, I do believe we need to have something special for that 50,000.
Yeah,
and,
I thought so.
I know we are planning something, but I hate to put you on the spot, Daquan, but I kind of at least once every one of these interviews, I'm going to put someone on the spot here. What do you think we should do as a celebration when we hit 50,000 subscribers? And I'm going to just maybe throw something out there as a suggestion that might help. Maybe Valeria could break dance or something along those lines.
I say keep it simple. Fruit salad for everyone. Have a fruit salad party.
Hey, everyone loves the fruit salad.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
sure. You know,
If you're gonna say that, we have to ask the question: What is your favorite thing in the fruit salad? Please don't say watermelon. Please don't say it. What's your favorite ingredient?
There we go. Oh, there's music going on. Hold on a second. I don't know. Come on, get that fruit salad time out of there. How long is that thing? There we go. Okay, Daquan, back to you, buddy.
Pineapple, if it's in there.
Pineapple.
I'm going to give a shameless plug here, and I'm going to say that if you've never been to the island of Antigua, the best pineapple in the entire world comes from the island of Antigua. They have 365 beaches, one for each day of the year. Great place to visit and go on a vacation. And in no way, shape, or form do I have a bunch of family down there who would benefit from you going there. So there's my shameless plug, but it is true. I love pineapple. I'm a bit picky, though. If it's not really sweet, then I'm one of those guys that's like, that's not real, forget about it. And if a beach isn't nice, white, sandy beach, get out of here, it's not good enough. So I'm a bit picky when it comes to that, Daquan. I don't know about you, but we get it here, and it's definitely delicious. As you see, Sean enjoy it on the show every day. But I think we can do better than simply eating fruit salad when we get to 50,000. We'll see if we can come up with something exciting for you guys. I'm going to quickly put the position board on for you. A few things that we have on here. Find myself, as usual, only in one long. Along in that 19 break, I took nothing out for 10, 15 cent wins on CCL. I'm giving it 20 to 25 cents. I need a bigger winner than that. Short AMC in the money, been all morning long. BYFC, we added to our position, so now 630 to the short side. That's still in the money, but has to break 6 even for the next leg down. And we have Genius Brands. We've been shorting all morning and in the money. Shorting a U1K all morning and in the money. But I'll give you one more. WKHS is making a strong move to the upside. So for all of you that are bullish and saying, when is Neil going to get stopped out of a short so I can take a breakout long? Watch out for 525, 530 break on WKHS. The only warning I would give is morning range 540 also has to get taken out. So more of a scalp long for you guys if you want a 25 break. I'll get out at that price. It might stall at 540. That's a better break long. That one I would actually take.
Guys, here's the Nicola news here. Sorry to steal this from you, Brendan. But here we go. Trevor Milton 9 minutes ago, now about 10 minutes ago. Of course, he's the young CEO here. Very great guy. I've seen him in a few different talks here. Apparently, Coolidge, I guess. I was going to say Coolidge, but no. Coolidge, Arizona, breaking ground July 23rd, their factory. So maybe they might have a product for everybody to see here. Construction of the plan, they'll hold up to 35,000 zero emission. There it is for you there, Daquan. Zero emission semi-trucks and create thousands of jobs. If he maybe should have said hundreds of thousands of jobs and it would have got the stock going, but I don't know. We'll see here. Not really moving. I did want to give a shout out to Nikola Motors. If it does break through 67, we'll have another look at that. Apple trying to go downside. We've picking some nice little spots here. I still think this market does fall. What's up, Brandon?
Speaking of Arizona, guys, Comstock Holdings here, CHCI real estate development company, securing some loans apparently for development in Arizona that was in question. Spent a lot of money on it already. The story goes on and on. We're back to day lows here, so decision point coming for CHCI. We were trading down here 240, 250 yesterday, 325 for CHCI right now, guys.
CHCI, BYFC, it just broke $6. So, I shorted at 640. I shorted at 620. A couple of times I've taken profit out for 30-cent wins. And I'll do the same thing again for a 30-cent win while maintaining my core position here. So, one of the things that you'll see me do from time to time is either get in and out one stop in a scalp trade. Other times I'm working the trade while holding a core position. For those of you that aren't active, I know you're restricted, Daquan, to doing that style of a trade because it's easier to get in and out all at one time, especially if you're doing more swing type trading. Do you ever sort of paper trade a position and say to yourself, if I had the ability to be more active, if I had the ability to put a bigger position on, would I want to be working out of it in pieces? If so, what types of decisions would I be making? Is that the type of mental exercise you ever do?
Not at this stage. However, I do sometimes stumble upon it, but I'm trying to stay in the present, to be honest, at this time, just because it's so early on. Once I have just developed this portfolio some more and get some more cash in here to where I'm able to split it up a little bit more comfortably, then yeah, I'm pretty sure my thought processes as well as anything and everything else will start to change.
Always about that process. One thing along those lines, I always try to tell people, make sure you do have your eye on the prize. Certainly, you've got to stay in the moment. You have to trade what your edge is. You have to be realistic about where you're standing. But at the same time, treat 100 shares like 1,000, treat 1,000 shares like 10,000. I keep making poker analogies because it's true. Poker players professionally aren't usually better at making poker decisions. They're just better at making poker decisions regardless of how much money is at stake. And I think that's an important thing to always keep in mind. But keep that eye on the prize. You said, Daquan. I keep loving everything you say there. And because of that, I'm going to pop a wheelie for you there. It's not you on the bike, but you're knocking it out of the park, my friend.
I'm going to pop a wheelie and go through the roof here on Snapchat as we go. We're going to get out right now. Our last little bit of share is going to come out hopefully here at 50 as we go for a 15-cent winner, guys. We did take this. This never went against us here, so we'll wait to see. I don't know if it's going to come through. We have an 85-cent winner right now. Let's put our positions on the board. Apple's a big one right now. I'm not as heavy in it because it hasn't been rolling over as fast as we would want, but there it is. That's just an 85-cent winner right now on Apple. We have taken some out. I'll share the chart with you in a minute. We're waiting to get out some in the 20s here. Snapchat, 14 cents. That's never, ever gone against us. And U1K, really, it's been bouncing around. I did have to hold that one up to 5. It didn't break 510, so we still are in that one. I've been getting some out in the 30s. I guess maybe on Twitter there, maybe that guy was right. Maybe we did switch it up here into scalp mode, but we're going to wait for Snapchat to get us out at 50 there for a nice big win on that name. It looks like, yeah, look where it bounces off of this. 22s. You're not going to believe this. My bid is at 21. I can bring Valeria over here to verify that. So we'll wait to see if that comes down. Maybe I'll switch it to 31 now and see if it wants to get it. The trading gods not with me today. It goes down to 22 there. That's kind of a joke, but we'll put it at 31. See if we get filled there for an 80-cent win. Apple for the win right now, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. The market is still kind of sideways here, just sort of looking at it. We're holding 3120 on the ES. The NASDAQ is holding steady 0.9% to the upside. But the ranges are starting to get a little bit tight. I was just mentioning to Eric here, it is put up or shut up time, I think, for Carnival Cruise Lines. Tried to bust through 19 even. It's held the same range that we were just talking about earlier, at 1880 to 1910. And as long as we're inside that range, you're going to see me in position to the long side. It has to break definitively down to get me out of it. Hasn't happened yet, but do remember that BYFC, it is bouncing to the upside. I'm maintaining that core. My re-entry points are going to be around that 640 range. I'm moving my stop, which the entire time was up at around 687, even as an area stop. Now I'm just not even going to let it get past 660. Look at this consolidation. For me, it's already been a profitable trade. You don't want to throw away profit. It is looking like it wants to make another bullish run to the upside. I'm probably going to resist going long at 650. I know some of you guys will watch that. Not a bad trade. 725, a break of the top in the afternoon. I'd like that trade to see if it can go maybe just a scalp for me. But net short, 650 is now my new stop, but area stops. I'm not putting hard stops on these stocks. I make top wick like too often, so I'm not going to do that one today.
All right, and here we go. We'll say it's been a roller coaster for Apple, but there it goes, breaking down through 21. We switched our price to 41 there and got it, so we give up 20 pennies on that out, but that's okay. Nice little 80-cent win right now on Apple. We are still short that 354.16 spot all the way up here, so nice little recover, putting us back into the green on our friend Apple. Microsoft still falling back down. Oh, I see Eric talking about CCL. Eric, obviously, I'm going to look at this for you. You're a big follower and a friend of the show, so CCL right here. I don't know, Eric, are you? I guess you're short. Good little short spot up here. We've built it, guys. I mean, and if you look up here, this has been sort of a resistance spot. This is initially where we took the short. Bounces off 9-10 year. You're getting some pullbacks. You do have this bottom wick of 1920, so a little pullback into here. I did expect that. Good little short if you do have it there, Eric. I think that's going to be a good one. I'm still waiting, man. I don't want to even go. I don't really want to mess around. It's a little bit too choppy in this area for me, but right here, okay, U1K trying to go back down again, but we're waiting for this to break. Maybe guys, if you break 1865, that's not a bad one, but watch out, it may stall at 1850, Mr. Wickens.
Another one just popping up here, guys. EYPT. This is iPoint Pharmaceuticals. Just popped up on a volume scanner here. Look at the volume coming into this thing. Apparently, they got notified earlier in the week they were going to be delisted because of minimum bid requirements. They have now apparently satisfied minimum bid requirements just in time, guys, for quad witching coming up at the close.
Good look there. And I'm going to quickly answer a question I just saw in the chat. For those of you who are not familiar with what we show on our charts here, I try to keep them as clean as possible so it's easy to see where the trades are. If you see a purple arrow pointing down, down arrows mean we sold, up arrows mean we bought, but purple means a short sell. So if you see these little purples, that means it's a short sell. We sold here in AMC, sold here. The green arrows are buying back out of a short. Now, the green arrows are going to be whether we buy out of a short to cover the position or initiate a long position. If I'm looking at a long trade, however, and I'll quickly jump over to our good friend, Facebook, because we did have a long in Facebook. If you see a red arrow, that's going to be covering a long position, selling a position that we hold and have bought. So that's what it means on our charts. I hope that answers your question. You're going to see us tweet that out. We try to keep it uniform. I actually just realized, and the reason why I tweet out my minute charts is because I haven't adjusted the arrows and the colors on my 3 and my daily. So if I ever tweet those out, you'll actually see some odd yellows and other things like that. So we'll see if we can't correct that. I do want to come back to Fitbit. Just because, as Brendan mentioned, they are in the news. They are consolidating a little bit higher than where I would have bought it, which is down around this 630, 632 range. I think maybe if it's going to hold 35, that might not be a bad place. But the only reason you'd be trading that one is to take small, muted wins. If you don't have direct market access and can't make multiple trades a day, I'm not sure that one's going to be for you guys.
Yeah, Fitbit, good stock there. Do you own a Fitbit, Daquan, at all?
Sorry, say that again?
Do you own a Fitbit or a smartwatch? Or are you a watch guy? Or?
So I actually have a very large collection of watches.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I do. From everything from like Invictus, quite a lot of Invictus actually.
Yeah.
Ever since I got this smartwatch, though, this Apple Watch, I haven't worn any of my other watches, so I was considering selling them. I've been bitten by the technology bug.
Yeah, I know the Apple Watch is sick. I mean, that's what's driving a lot of their revenues right now. And obviously, you get the heart rate. I don't know if yours has it, but the heart rate monitor, pretty cool. I know a lot of people into that one, especially if you are tracking anything health-wise. So Apple's just been a beast of a stock, needless to say. We are waiting for, and of course, I'm short it, and I'm talking about how good their product is, but that doesn't matter. I'm a long-term bull on Apple here. Remember, Apple guys went to $700 and then split 7-1 back to 100, and now is back to 353. So if you're an early investor in Apple, wowzers, congratulations on that one. You've made a lot of money on any of these tech companies, including Square, guys. Square right now, that was a $2, $3 IPO, something like that. We have to look back. Now we're at 100 on that name. So Square all the way to the upside tries to take out this 102. All-time highs today on this mobile payment solution, guys. Square.
Yeah, and speaking of highs, Alpha Pro Tech made a bit of a top here, but you're seeing a big time flush to the downside. What I caution anyone looking at this name, we always talk about spikes in volume and then sustaining volume. So as much as Alpha Pro Tech has put in $3 moves a couple of times this morning, the volume has absolutely died out. That's probably the reason why I haven't really been hunting it. I think there was maybe a short opportunity, but once I saw the volume disappear, I sort of stayed away from it. Possibly a mistake, but it's sort of one of those rules that we look at least I look at, past 11 o'clock. If I'm going to jump into something for the first time, it's got to be sustaining volume. Otherwise, I'm not a huge fan of jumping into that. Speaking of indicators, Daquan, is volume something you look at in terms of your interest in a stock? You talk about trading a lot of penny stocks, a lot of small movers. One thing I usually try to say is make sure it has good liquidity, because if it doesn't have good liquidity, it means it might not be scalable. And if it's not scalable, it's not worth practicing to get better at. So do you look at volume as one of the indicators for your interest in a name?
I do skim over it, but it's not exactly a deciding factor.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, honestly, to each their own. It's also relative too. So you could have 1 million shares in volume, and that will be interesting in one sense. And then another stock, you want the 10 million shares. Relative volume, I should say, is the most important thing to be watching. As long as it's doing relative volume more than normal, I think you're going to be okay. But I believe we've neglected our good friend Brendan. What do you have for us, bud?
We had this whole group, guys, of these financial stocks that were going crazy over the past couple of days. We had that CARV. There's that BYFC. Here's another one to add to that list. Cohen, COHN.AM, just breaking to the downside. Just wanted to mention we had a nice little support area just above 17 there that finally let go on a decent volume spike. So COHN still 100% on the day, but working its way back down, guys.
We got to hit the floss button here finally, because Apple finally going it for us now. Thank God. A nice little $1.05 right now, in the money as it's trying to break down here. Days low right now. We've been right on the short the whole time. Unfortunately, we did get blown up here at 354.50, but we do have this one right now. Good little trade happening. We've been talking talking about that as we go. Apple, good to the downside here. Nice little dollar win. We're short 354.16, as you guys know. So a nice little dollar win here on Apple. And I switched it up, man. We've just started to scalp out now of U1K. So big stock today, needless to say. I still think we get lower, man. I don't want to get out of this. I want to hold this. I think we break through 4. But U1K right now, kind of putting me to sleep a bit. But here we go. Now breaking down. So let's go.
From my
U1K.
cold, dead hands, you can pry this short away from me on U1K. And if you know what that reference is from, then you're either a science fiction fan or older than the average person around here. But it's a classic movie. If you guys know on the chat, can answer what that might be. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
It is that time, guys. I'm going to throw up the coming up board here, and we'll have a look at what is coming up right now. Right now, you can go and have a look at our latest educational video, guys, on reviewing your trades like the pros do. So we'll talk all about the things that you should be looking for, the things that you should be recording, what is most important when it comes to reviewing your trade, something you should be doing on a daily basis, in my opinion. But brand new educational video, guys, just released. Valeria sending the link out as we speak. Back to you.
Right. I just took some out 29s there, U1K. Again, we are going to wait for $4. So I have too many shares here to not take this out. Here it comes.
There's
right to the downside.
420.
I've been calling $4 for a while, so that's why we hold these shares. Let's just see. Here it comes down. I'm bidding just before 4. Let's see U1K make the move now to the downside. So yes, yes, yes. The day getting bigger and better and badder. So there it is. Nice little cowbell win here for U1K. Here we go. We're bidding 402. Any 402 love? Let's go. Give me 402. We're bang. There it is. U1K home run derby time. I told you guys we're breaking 4. I'm not going to tweet at that guy, but good call there. Anybody scalping it, congratulations. But your boy hits the home run on this one. Breaking through 4. U1K for the win. There it is. Air horn central, guys. Let's go U1K.
I'm just going to be happy we got that final move on BYFC, the market flushing to the downside. Look, it's going to be $1.50 if I held on to it, but I'll take a dollar winner. I said when we took this position, I wanted $1 out of it. I scalped 30 cents, reloaded in this name, and then we got our buck. Is it going to go further? Maybe, but I had a target. It hit it. The same thing with U1K, but like I said, from my cold and dead hands, you're going to have to pry this short away from me. So as much as I took some shares out, I'm not taking anything out yet. I still have more short. I'm still going to short on any kind of a pop. I am holding this one. Previous close was 363. I still think we have some downside, so 420 was the level we were talking about, and I've basically been shorting pops and adding to it on breakdowns. Next short will be if it comes back up to the 430 range, short at 453. 50 cents is great. But I've wanted to hold this one. Yesterday, I wanted to hold it all day long. The first day we took over $1.50, and that was too little. I don't want to miss out on the opportunity here, so still holding 20% of U1K for me. All the shorts working, which of course means CCL is out of the money. Out of the money, 14.50 cents. I'm giving it 25 or 30, but I don't think with the market sliding down, that one's going to be a winner for us. AMC short winning, GNUS short is winning, U1, of course, you guys know, is in the money for us as well. Looking to add to that as well.
Yeah, wow, is it ever in the money? Gets him out at 05 there. Bang, we did roll the dice on this one today. And yes, we just tweeted that out again, guys. Thanks for all the love on Twitter and on Instagram. Good out here. We are getting out of this again. And if we get down to a small position, maybe we'll hold the rest. But 390 right now, that's the bottom. I still think we go lower. I can't predict anything. I mean, we've talked about it over and over again. I mean, these stocks will just go the way they go, and we'll wait to see what they do. But I'm pretty sure we're okay now. I don't think we're going to go back up to 450 again, but if we do, not a bad shorting opportunity again for me. I am pretty much out of this position. I have a third left there, so yeah, that's been a home run. So again, not to keep talking about the same thing, but this one does make my day there. So we do celebrate here with some more chicken dinners there. So it's going to be a good one for us. You're in Turkey, Daquan. Tell us your favorite Turkish dish.
New York strip steak.
Oh, yeah. You know what? What's his name? Salt Bay, right? That guy, Turkish right there, dropping the salt. I don't know if you've been to any of his restaurants there, but yes, meat there. Mwah, love it. Good call there. Thank you. Damn it. Now I'm hungry, Daquan. Father's Day can't come fast enough. Let's get some strip loins on that Barbie. Yeah, let's go. Do you like any toppings with your steak, by the way? I like mushrooms myself.
No, salt and pepper, salt, S&Ps.
S&P,
Keep
baby,
it
S&P
simple.
500.
If it's a good piece of meat and it's done well, then you don't really need anything. But I'm sort of with you, Sean. I do love to have mushrooms on the side. Most times, if we're having a good piece of a good steak.
Yeah,
But look, like I said, there's almost no bad way to eat a good cut. That's what it's all about here, guys. Only about 10 minutes left before we get out of here. I do want to drop the position board for one more time. Just probably the last time we'll do it here. Just a bit of an update. I told you where my stop is on CCL. We are still holding that long. Short AMC, we've had that one all day long on the 6 even break. It's never gone against us. It's only ever been in the money. 580 breaks. That should be a even bigger winner than it's been. GNUS, I'm holding that one short in front of 3. Again, down to 280. If that breaks, we'll still be short. U1, we're still short at 453. We started higher. We've added to it. 4 evens trying to hold. I'm not sure it's going to do the job. I'm sticking with this one. And work, WKHS didn't break 525, so I'm still in this short at 510. I want a 5 even break before I take anything off there. I've mentioned to you guys, if you break long at 525, watch out. 540 is the next stop. I wouldn't only go long if it broke the high of the day.
Let's go back to Brendan if we're ready, guys.
Catalyst Biosciences, guys, just popping up on a volume spike here. You can see huge volume coming into this thing. We went actually higher initially, but right back down. They just announced that they're going to present some data early on a trial that they were working on at a conference over the weekend, this weekend. So possibly positive, but we'll see. CBIO, guys.
Hey, man, thanks again, Russell Jackson there. Yeah, good little look. I know you like the To the Moon, so there we go. You asked for bacon before, but I don't know. Other than money, I guess that's what we're showing the bacon. So we'll punch it out. Thank you so much. Stock tips for ASX. I don't know what that means, but right now we are not trading ASX. We do have ASX here for traders.
You should
and
ask
I believe that's where Brendan started.
Brendan literally started trading on the ASX. Maybe he's got an idea from I won't say how long ago, Brendan.
It's, I think it was 13 years ago this year. But yeah, no, I absolutely started in the Asian markets, Japan, China, ASX as well. I don't recall any of the symbols off the top of my head at this point, guys, but it's been a while. But yeah, great market, lots of volume, lots of
high volume symbols, I guess.
Lots of volume over in Australia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Australia.
Shout out Russell Jackson in the building. Yeah, Australia, good little name. A bunch. I would just say, guys, just as a brief little topic point, you've already hit it there, Daquan, for us today, so thanks for bringing this up as well. Any market you're in, guys, look for the volatility, look for the volume. That generally will lead you into what symbols day traders are trading. If you do want to take swing positions or whatnot, maybe volume's not as important, but if you are day trading any market, whether or not it be Japan, whether or not it be China, LSE, we have some friends and family from the UK here as well, Milan, anything, Canadian stocks, anything. Look for stocks that are doing volume and do your research. That does not stop. Look, guys, great little outs here. I'm going to say, we're not going to say perfect yet because I don't know what it is, but this is what we call, and when you stick to your game plan, I'm going to hit the perfect because look at U1K, guys, out here. I know Neil's waiting for more, but we're putting the money in our pockets right here, getting some out. And again, it's all about the position sizing you have on, guys, and what your goals are. If you have certain targets for the day, like Rick Albee said really early, he hit his goal off that Spotify trade 2 or 3 days in a row, which I've given to you guys. So again, Spotify is my best trade today. So for you as well, Rick. But you make your goal, and I think it's so super important that when you hit certain levels, like I was calling 4, so when it breaks 4 there, we let it run. That's why we don't have any outs down here below 4, hoping that we get a push lower, but again, doesn't break. So then we get out here, 3 outs there. Now we holding, again, like I said, now we're way lower. Now we're like in 15% of our position. So nice little out there, cashed in on U1K today, buddy. That's it. Hit the confetti for that name.
And one thing you should always do here, look, it's easy to praise the wins that you might have or reflect on the losses and be sad and rub those wounds or lick those wounds, whatever you want to do. But one thing you definitely got to do is review your trades, guys. And there we are. Can I do the same thing? Is it like, it's not the right shot? But either way, boom, boom. I'll give that quick look. Yeah, we have our video dropping, and it's going to be reviewing trades like the pros. Look, Brendan mentioned this, and it is an absolute must. You should always review all your trades, not just your wins, also your losses, the process for doing that, the things you need to keep in mind. Sometimes your psychology of the day is important, things you might not have thought about when you're going through your trades, just so you can continue to get better. You want to make sure that you're not just making money in the markets, but you're improving yourself every single day. When you're in front of the market, when you're in front of the level 2, when you're in front of the charts, that's your opportunity to improve and make cash. Make sure you're doing both. Got to review those trades, guys. So stay tuned for that. And also, keep in mind, if you want us to cover a video, just let us know. Drop a comment, say something in the chat. Almost every topic that we've covered so far has been a request from you guys. So if there's anything you guys want to see, just let us know. Daquan, you've been a fantastic guest, and I've been putting you on the spot a couple of times here. Is there a particular topic that you think that we should cover, or is there something that maybe we gloss over that we don't maybe do a good enough job of explaining in our strategy and our style that you think we should dive deeper in?
No, the lesson plans and stuff that you guys have planned out, I think it's great, especially from any aspect, from beginner to amateur to advanced. Is you guys seem to touch on, no matter what episode it is, like I said before, you guys seem to go from everywhere, all over the place, but it works because the beginners are learning and you're keeping the advanced people on their toes. And then just right here in the chat alone, I've got like 60 things written down that I need to look at later. So whatever you guys are missing, these guys are definitely picking up. But I do appreciate the show, and I love everything you guys are doing, and I do look forward to learning from you some more.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for the support, man. Yeah, great little talk there. Thank you so much for all of that. We are getting ready to end the show. It's going to be a good, wild one. And again, if you want to rewind, Arun did talk about 1040-ish, 1030 if you want to rewind the YouTube tape. We did talk about quadruple witching a little bit. And of course, that's going to be the expiration of 4 different types of options, all coming through: single stock futures, single stocks, equities, options on the futures themselves, so on and so forth. So that's coming through at the close today. So if you guys are ready to rock and roll, get your popcorn out, because there should be a lot of volume happening at the close today on lots of different symbols, both in the NASDAQ, the NYSE, in Toronto as well. In BOVESPA, there should be some action going on there as well, although generally speaking, it's the North American higher stocks there, but there are dual listed names. So just pay attention to everything today, guys. It's going to be a little bit of a wild ride as the close comes through, but I still am short Apple, and it's banger. It's all the way. I'm not getting out of anything here. I think this market fades into the weekend. I know we're both holding on to U1, but this is going to be a good trade here. Apple is now $1.05 in the money for me. U1K is 36 cents in the money. That's the only positions I have. U1 right now short 450, and Apple, as you see on my screen, short 354.06 right now. But it's been a fantastic day. I did want to thank you once again, Daquan, for coming on. If I don't get a chance to, you've been a great guest. And again, thank you for your service, and stay safe over there, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Daquan, I'm just glad that storm obviously died down. We were afraid that we might lose you there, and we're definitely glad that you're able to stick with us throughout the entire show. And I sort of want to reiterate what Sean said there. Is look, obviously, thank you for your service. Thank you for coming through. We love to have guests from all over the place. So it's always fun to have someone over there in Turkey. So all of you out there that are not from maybe the U.S. or Canada where we're located, hey, come in. We've had someone from Mexico. We've had someone now in Turkey, across the pond in Europe. We've had a few guests from the Netherlands as well. So if you're from somewhere else, jump in. Let us know if you want to be in that seat. We take all comers. But Brendan Wickens, I believe we need to go to our good friend one more time here. What do you have for us, buddy?
Yeah, it's been a busy day, obviously, guys. Busy week, in fact, and still lots to come before the close today. But sadly, this is the end of our show. It's Friday, so that means not a heck of a lot in the way of earnings coming up, both aftermarket and before the open on Monday. So we don't need to have a look at that. One more time, though, if you haven't had a chance, Valeria has been sending the link out. Go over to our Market Wisdom page and check out our brand new education video on how to review your trades, something that is very, very important to build consistency and build confidence in what it is that you are doing. So again, go check that out over on Market Wisdom. At this time, every single day, we like to check in with Valeria one more time and see what day it is.
Thank you, Brandon, and hey, Daquan. Thank you very much for joining us today. Guys, we would love you to participate also. Please send your requests to marketing@tradertv.live, and please subscribe to this channel. We are very close to 50,000 of subscribers, and I promise we'll do something fun for you when we reach there. And guys, 100 likes away from 1,000 likes. I even wore a dress with a heart today to remind you to like our video. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't yet, and make us happy for the weekend. Well, today is the National Watch Day. Guys, do you remember Watch Day? Do you remember your first watches, guys?
Well, my first real watch would be this. We can go to the camera here. I have a Breitling here, Chronomat here. Which camera are we on? Yeah, this is like my first real watch that we bought there. So if you guys know anything about that, this is a big boy watch here. And it's funny that we talk about this because Daquan, you're a watch guy. It's almost as if
no one's gonna believe that we're not making these up at this point. It's like
it's like we talk about how much we love chocolate, and magically it's Fudge Day or something.
We're not making it up. It is National Watch Day.
It is Watch Day. Why don't you show your watch on right now? I know it's an Apple Watch. Let's flex that, Daquan, a little bit. There it is. Yeah, I like Apple Watches because they have different bands, right? So nice little look there, Daquan. Thank you again for the show. But Neil, why don't we wrap this?
Yeah, let's wrap it up here. And I could show you my watch, but not fun. I will tell you, I do know what my first watch is. I had a Mickey Mouse watch. We went to a Disney World when I was very young, and my parents got me a Mickey Mouse watch. I wish I still had it, but it got lost. But it was definitely fun. So National Watch Day, everybody. You can't make this stuff up. Daquan, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been an absolute blast. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Day's not over. Good luck in the markets. For the entire team here down the line, Valeria, wearing the heart, and you didn't get us to 1,000 likes, but make sure, we'll probably get there after the show, hopefully.
I think we'll get there right now.
Come on, guys. And of course, Sean, continue doing an awesome job as always. Today, the fruit salad, I hope it has a lot of pineapple.
No, I don't even have it with me. I failed today.
But we'll have the pineapple in your honor there, Daquan. I second that on the favorite fruit. Brennan doing a fantastic job as always. My good friend there. Yeah, looking dapper. Still won't give me a haircut, but his is always looking good. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Thanks, Daquan. Bye.